Sunderland haven't won here in the league in 43 years, or I should say away from home at Arsenal in 43 years. Highbury, 1983 under Alan Durban was their last success in the league, with Colin West and Ian Atkins on the score sheet. So Arsenal in their red and white shirts and white shorts are playing from left to right as we look against a Sunderland side in their blue shirts as an early chance comes in. That would have been the quickest goal in the Premier League this season. It was Havertz with a header that was glanced well wide. Rob Green.
Yeah, afternoon everyone. Hello, Dano and East. Arsenal on the front foot from the off. Really good work by Trossard. Just tipped in, and Kai Havertz, who brings another dimension, playing in off the centre midfield role as long behind Gabriel Jesus is there to meet it. It's a really good chance. He's really frustrated with himself for that. A bright start from Arsenal.
They've made 5 changes from the side that beat Chelsea in midweek in the League Cup. Raya is back in goal. Timber, Saliba, Gabriel. Calafiori comes in at left back. And then you've got Rice, Zubimendi, Havertz, Madueke, Jesus and Trossard. Sunderland are unchanged from the team that beat Burnley on Monday. Roofs is in goal. Back 3, Mukiele, Ballard. Came through the Arsenal Academy. Alderete, the wing-backs are Hume and Ronaldo. Diarra, Sadiki, Lefay, Talbi and Brobby, who's up front. They're in their blue shirts and white shorts, playing from right to left as we look just to the left of the halfway line. But it's important for Arsenal just to try and keep that momentum now, isn't it, Rob?
Yeah, momentum's key for them. This is it, the home straight you're feeling after the little stumble that they had in the league and a big win against Leeds. That momentum they got from the win against Chelsea in the week, all of a sudden the finishing line is in sight in the League Cup. The gap is there and there to be made bigger today. These motivational factors are here. They need the crowd on side, they need to get in front.
That win against Leeds was their first win in 4 games in the Premier League, as David Raya bowls the ball out over on that far side. Saw something earlier that we've not seen in a long time, or it feels a long time. There was a pocket of blue sky which is still hovering above the Emirates, but I'm sure with the menacing clouds scooting across the North London skyline, it won't last maybe for a long time, as Trossard actually comes quite deep to the edge of his penalty area to collect that ball to Zubimendi. Now to Timber, chips it forward, looking towards Madueke. Notice that Madueke, that was a back heel to Zubimendi. After that initial early chance for Havertz, Madueke actually stayed down, but he's shaken off any ill effects of an early niggle. Arsenal are in possession, 0-0. Trossard runs forward, Lefay goes with him, and Arsenal will get a throw. Rob Green.
Yeah, he's got a free roll, Trossard, really, because Calafiori loves to get forward on the left-hand side. He's coming inside and drifting all round, and Kai Havertz is pretty much a second centre forward alongside Gabriel Jesus, so it's quite a fluid formation for Arsenal. It's a fluid one for Sunderland. They've got the 3 at the back, sometimes becomes 4. Try Humes on the right-hand side. He's got a big roll up against Calafiori, you feel. He'll be dropping in at right wing-back as well.
Madueke's actually just gone and changed his boots. So on his left foot, he's got a white and orange boot, and then he's got a luminous yellow one on his right foot. As here is Madueke tussling for the ball inside the penalty area, and then Talbi will clear it long up towards Brobby, holds off Saliba. He's got hold of the front of his shirt there, Brobby, with Saliba. They eventually go to ground, and then our referee, who is Sam Barrett today, he's the man in the middle, all in black, gives the free kick to Arsenal.
That is going to be a battle. Brobby causing problems up at the Stadium of Light in Sunderland. That dramatic 2-2 draw, isn't it? But he did really well there, because he was being held by Saliba, but Saliba's being cute because he knew the referee's assistant couldn't see, the referee couldn't see because of the angle. He must have pulled his shirt for about 20 yards.
Birmingham City, who are unbeaten in 5, are leading at home to Leicester City. That's in the Championship. Trossard's attacking far side, left corner of the area. Trossard waits, now dinks the ball deep into the penalty area, partially cleared by Alderete. Gets a second chance to head it further away. The knockdown header by Timber, and then Ronaldo will just marshal that ball safely. Out it goes for a Sunderland goal kick. We've been playing for 5 minutes as Bristol Rovers 0, Chesterfield 1 is the latest score in League 2. Rob Green.
Yeah, a bit of breathing time for Sunderland just to set the goal kick up and allow the game to die down a bit. But Trossard's key in this. He's pressing when they're out of shape. And this is probably the most important time when they haven't got the ball, is what shape they've got. He's on the left-hand side for that. But then at the minute, in 5 minutes, he's been everywhere.
That's Rob Green, the former England international, as we welcome listeners to the BBC World Service to our commentary here at the Emirates in North London. So wherever you are in the world, good afternoon to you, and pleasure to have your company for our usual Saturday commentary in the goal service as Jesus tries to direct his header down towards Havertz, who was joining the attack. And I should say as well that even if you're in the UK, pleased to say that our recent figures suggest that we have over 2 million listeners on a Saturday afternoon, which is fantastic. So thank you for listening, as you do here on BBC Radio 5 Live, for the flagship programme of 5 Live Sports. Bolton Wanderers lead Barnsley by 1-0. That is in League 1. Colchester lead Shrewsbury by 1-0 in League 2. And we'll get news of that goal at St Andrews from Owen Gwyneth.
Yeah, defensive error by Leicester, opening the door for Ibrahim Osman. A poor start for a team struggling for form. Osman did well, 1-on-1 with the keeper, slotted it low, and the host are ahead, chasing down a 4th win in 6 matches. Birmingham 1, Leicester 0.
There's no sports report incidentally tonight. England-Wales in the Six Nations gets underway at 4:40. The commentary of that will start on Sports Extra, but as soon as we're finished here in the football, we'll be across to Chris Jones and the team. And then after that, the second half of Newcastle-Brentford, that then will be on Sports Extra. You'll get that on 5 Live. So 5 Live Sport being extremely flexible this Saturday afternoon. Trossard almost released Jesus through the middle. Cut out though by Sunderland. Hume now will run forward, tries to get away from Calafiore. Siddiqui makes that run out towards that far side, but the referee's brought play back. I think that was for a foul on Hume. Yeah,
it was, as they were just moving forward slowly. Sunderland taking the opportunity just to move up through the gears, but the breakthrough from Arsenal was key. You're looking at Calafiore going up high, drags Hume back, creates space in the midfield, and all of a sudden Trossard's there. Can he play? Can he get people through?
Currently on Sports Extra is Italy-Scotland in the Six Nations. That means Bournemouth-Aston Villa. Commentary of that today you can find through the BBC Sounds app, live on Sports Extra 2. Keeping an eye on it for us is John Southall.
It's Bournemouth 0, Villa 0. First chance of the game to Bournemouth. Alex Scott left of the area, deflected shot wide of the right hand post. Bournemouth are going to launch a long throw in here. Bournemouth 0, Villa 0.
Oh, Raya's come a long way for a free kick. They're appealing for a foul on him. He actually dropped it. It was not goalwards without ever looking like it was going to going in for Sunderland.
No, big chance for Sunderland. Robbie with a strike on an open goal, completely mishit it. David Raya brought the ball down onto the head of one of his defenders, and that was why it wasn't a foul.
And that is Calafiore in a bit of a tussle with Habib Diarra. And in fact, the decision will go in favour of Sunderland. Peterborough are leading Wigan by 1-0, as we all go across London to the banks of the River Thames. Chris Coles.
Fulham 0, Everton 0. Everton have made the brighter start. A James Garner free kick tipped over by Leno, and from the resulting corner, a header against the post, although the flag was up near side, so wouldn't have counted. Fulham 0, Everton 0.
It was Havertz actually with the goal clearance, but I actually don't think it was going in anyway. Looking at it again,
it wasn't great goalkeeping, but it was a worse finish.
Raya, all in yellow, away towards our left, just drops the ball to his feet. He's by the penalty spot. Harrogate Town are leading Cambridge United by 1-0. Bottom of League 2, without a win in 20 games since the 27th of September. Cambridge are unbeaten in 14. And Simon Weaver's side have taken the lead. Wimbledon are leading Reading by 1-0 in League 1. This is the Premier League, it's live on 5 Live, and Arsenal have got a goal kick that Saliba's actually going to take rather than Raya. And in fact, he's going to touch it to the Arsenal goalkeeper, who now inside his penalty area will hit it right-footed down towards Madueke, who backs into Ronaldo, who clears it away. Headed forward then by Siddiqui. Bounces away off Brobby. Goes towards Madueke on this near side, the right over the halfway line. But Siddiqui wins the ball in the midfield. Then he drops to the ground, has to tussle for it, and Sunderland win it back. And Talby, back it goes to Ronaldo. and now to Alderete. Their away form is possibly in fact it is the worst of all the sides down there at the bottom. The worst away record in the top half of the Premier League. 10 points of their 36 they've only got away from home. But they're battling hard here at Sunderland.
Yeah, they had that big win against Chelsea, didn't they? I think it was in October, coming from behind to win it in spectacular fashion, but it's been a really hard slog, and what they've been about at the Stadium of Light they've not had on the away performances, and you've got someone like Granit Xhaka missing. It's kind of the driving force in the middle of the team is key.
Lefay makes the run forward, collects the ball, runs away from Zubimendi. Back now to Siddiqui, looking busy in the midfield. Ballard comes out of defence. Out then to Mukiele. Hume is just behind him. Blue shirts, white shorts for Sunderland, 0-0, 11 minutes played. Missing Granit Xhaka, of course, who is here today. He's returned with his current club to face his former one, just to offer some support, as Brobby makes no attempt to leap for the ball and challenges Saliba, and he takes an awkward fall, and it goes through towards the goalkeeper Raya. He was down on the touchline, seeing a few familiar faces, I'm sure, for Granit Xhaka. They'll miss his experience and his influence in the midfield. Yeah,
it's a big miss at the minute, and you just feel at the moment they've got a few numbers in there. Alderete's stepping in now into midfield. Lefay's in there, Siddiqui's in there, Talby's in there. They've gone for numbers where you feel Granit Xhaka was fine on his own when he was playing there, but they've got their work cut out. I think he would have enjoyed today, Granit Xhaka.
Another goal at London Road, and Wigan, without a win in 6 games in League One, have fallen further behind. Peterborough United 2, Wigan Athletic 0. Ball from Gabriel out towards Trossard, far side the left, hits it early. Calafiore has made that galloping run. His cross, stretching, was Alderete, who will then lift the ball and then heads it further clear inside his penalty area. Potential break on for Sunderland. Lefay coming forward, just showed too much to Declan Rice. And Declan Rice was able then to win the ball back, and he orders Zubimendi to pass the ball out to Havertz, and now Arsenal will attack on the right hand side. 0-0, Arsenal-Sunderland. Madueke enters the area, Madueke still going. Ronaldo recovers and then gets the block in, and it'll be with Talby as we go to John Southall at Bournemouth.
Oh, Bournemouth should be ahead. They should have had 2. Bournemouth 0, Villa 0. The first groupie shot on the edge of the area, parried by Martinez straight to Evan Nielsen, 7 yards out, saved by the keeper, should have scored, and then just a second ago groupie lobbed the goalkeeper, cleared off the line by Konza. Bournemouth 0, Villa 0.
Reminder, commentary of that is live on Sports Extra 2 as we'll go to Turf Moor. Julia Bold.
Burnley 0, West Ham 1. It's Crescencio Somerville with the goal, and he came against the run of play. Burnley have been doing really well, but he was on the left-hand side and just chipped it over the keeper. Burnley 0, West Ham 1.
Ball played out to Madueke. Madueke inside to Timber. Timber will wait. Zubimendi just outside the penalty area. Declan Rice. Sunderland defending in numbers. Now back with Timber once again. Zubimendi. Madueke. Havertz. Arsenal have been forced away from the penalty area. Penalty at Molineux. Mike Maine.
Which has just been scored by Cole Palmer. Chelsea lead by a goal to 0. It was a good start from the home side. Pedro was bundled over by Doherty at the other. Palmer's converted for his first away goal since September. Wolves 0, Chelsea 1.
So Wolves bottom of the table behind Burnley, who are just above them in the table. They're 11 adrift of Nottingham Forest. Burnley, they are behind, but West Ham United would now narrow that gap to Nottingham Forest to just 3 points after that defeat at Ellen Road last night. Plymouth Argyle are leading Lincoln City by a goal to 0 in League One. So Lincoln City, second in the table, unbeaten in 11, have fallen behind at Home Park, and you're up to date with the goals as they go in. Rob Green.
Yeah, Sunderland enjoying just a period of calm. You're feeling 15 minutes in, no real danger to their goal, just that chance from Kai Havertz really at the start. Other than that, the midfields look composed. Robbie's causing problems up front, real physical battles against Gabriel and Saliba, and so they've got themselves into the game, and they've started to pass it around, feel confident. You're just feeling that they've settled into it just as well as Arsenal.
Regis Lebris has certainly done an excellent job for Sunderland this season. Appointed in the summer of 2024, obviously got them promoted last year via the playoffs. And let's not forget, Sunderland and Bromley, still the only two sides in English League football who are unbeaten at home. And they've only had 2 away wins on their travels in the Premier League. We're thankful for the fortress of the Stadium of Light, as Diarra is able to turn and carry the ball a long way out towards Hume on that far side. Mukiele delivers a good first-time cross, headed away by Gabriel, who had to climb early. Siddiqui tries to win the challenge, stretching backwards was Havertz. Arsenal unable to get the ball clear towards Trossard. Ballard was alert. Sunderland are playing well. It's been a good, confident start from them so far. Quarter of an hour played, as we will go to Plymouth and get news of that goal for the home side from Joshua Adodonko.
Plymouth 1, Lincoln 0. Ben Pepple with his 5th league goal of the season has put Plymouth in front. Left-footed strike outside the box, hit the post and went in. Plymouth 1, Lincoln 0.
And also in League One, Wycombe Wanderers are leading Doncaster Rovers by 1-0. Rob.
Brian Brobby's brilliant for Sunderland in these situations, that they're happy to pass it around and they keep the ball. There's not really much happening, but they've got an out. So when they were out of ideas, we'll just lob it forward into him, and he does a job every time. He's there, he's a presence, they can play off him, and Arsenal know that. They know they can't press because there's always that ball.
Here is Ballard at the back for Sunderland. He hits it long, right-footed. Calafiore, left back, has to backpedal, heads it forward then to Gabriel, who's able to turn and volley the ball away downfield. Then it comes back into the Arsenal half. Jesus is back there helping out, plays the ball forward, continues his run and keeps the ball in play on that left-hand side. But sliding back was Mukiele, who whips up the Sunderland crowd. And I've got to say, the Sunderland supporters have packed out that quadrant and that bottom tier, despite the fact they'll have faced all sorts of travel problems to get here with the disruption on the East Coast main line this weekend due to engineering works. Fabulous support from Wearside.
Well, that was never in doubt, was it? And Mukiele was never in doubt with that tackle. He enjoyed that.
Here is Rice, back towards Trossard. It remains 0-0, 17 minutes played. Gabriel now midway through the Sunderland half. To Saliba just outside the centre circle, knocks it back to his central defensive partner. Then it goes forward to Declan Rice, edges his way, in the cross comes, and it's headed away by Ballard, down into the ground, might fall to Havertz. He has a little swish of his left boot, tried to prod it goalwards, only partially cleared. In fact, Timber now wins it back. He tries a little turn, takes a deflection, and it'll be picked up by Roos, the Sunderland goalkeeper. Goalless.
Yeah, Havertz should have shot. It was an instinctive one, and his instinct was to shoot, and then he second-guessed himself. He's free, 12 yards out, the ball drops to him. Just have a go. Chance had gone once he'd taken a touch.
Notts County, who were second in the table this morning, looking for a 6th straight win, are leading Barrow by 1-0 at Meadow Lane, and there is now a goal at Craven Cottage. Chris Coles.
For Fulham, they lead Everton by 1-0. Raul Jimenez will claim it. I fancy it'll be an own goal. His shot saved by Pickford and then ricocheted back off Mikalenko into the Everton net to make it Fulham 1, Everton 0.
So Wolves are behind to Chelsea by 1-0. Fulham are ahead against Everton. Burnley 0, West Ham United 1. Trossard's attacking left-hand side. Trossard with a cross. 2 Sunderland players headed away, only as far as Madueke. Zubamendi are marked on the edge of the area. Madueke goes towards the byline, and his cross is easily claimed by Robin Roos. It's goalless here, and it is also goalless in the game that John Southall is watching, Kel Surprise. Rob.
Bournemouth 0, Aston Villa 0. It won't end like this, I can assure you, Ian. A really well-worked free kick for Bournemouth. Adley to Evan Nielsen to Groupie on the edge of the area. His shot wide from the edge of that area up to the right-hand side. Bournemouth 0, Villa 0.
That was swift work. I wasn't expecting to hear from John then.
The curse continues from John. Yeah.
I was just taking the mickey out of him. I wasn't expecting him a right to reply.
He's always ready, John.
Blimey, whoever's on the faders in the studio there today was extremely swift. Incidentally, that goal for Fulham has been credited as a Mikalenko own goal. So Mikalenko's own goal has given Fulham that lead, which is what Chris Coles thought would be the case. I told you that Notts County were ahead. Let's hear the details of it from Nesta McGregor.
Yeah, I think this too might actually go down as an own goal, but if I was Nick Cerula, I would be claiming it. His shot on the half of volley from the right-hand side, just inside the box, found its way to the keeper's right. Notts County 3rd in League 2, 1, Barrow 0.
And indeed it has, Nesta. Scott Smith has been credited with that own goal for Notts County against Barrow in League 2. 20 minutes played. Let's get an update in the rugby. Italy-Scotland, James Burridge.
A penalty apiece in this second half. Italy leading by 18 points to 10. 51 minutes gone on the clock, but Italy now camped in Scotland's 22. And a reminder, the weather in Rome is atrocious. Some of the worst conditions in the Six Nations history. And Italy and Scotland, well, Italy with an 8-point lead and perched in a brilliant position here.
Commentary continues on Sports Extra. Bolton have got a second goal at home to Barnsley. Bolton Wanderers 2, Barnsley 0. Roofs goes long for Sunderland, edge of the area. Saliba heads it away. Alderete tries to fire it back in at the first attempt, drops to his feet and has a second chance to run forward. Right corner of the area, knocks it back. This will come in now from Hume for Sunderland. Into the area, Ballard has stayed forward, and Arsenal have to head the ball out of play for a Sunderland throw deep inside Arsenal territory.
Yeah, Sunderland, when they get the centre-halves forward, Alderete and Dan Ballard, and Robbie up there with him, all of a sudden, the presence that they've got up there, and there's no questions asked, they're going to go direct, they're going to put it in there. There's a different dynamic to the game when they get the ball and those players are forward.
Arsenal 0, Sunderland 0, BBC Radio 5 Live, available on the BBC Sounds app and also across the world on the World Service. Sunderland on that far side, the right, 6 yards up from the corner flag. In comes that looping throw. Gabriel climbs high to head it away. Only as far as Ronaldo. Then it's back with Diarra. Roofs was actually outside the centre circle, all in black, as an option. And then he's kicked the ball, the goalkeeper, right down the throat of Raya, as Roofs furiously backpedals. Timber runs forward with Arsenal on this near side, the right. There's now been a goal at Bournemouth. John Southall.
And it's gone to Aston Villa. Bournemouth 0, Villa 1. Wonderful from Morgan Rogers on the right of the penalty area, and he thrashed it into the roof of the net. Bournemouth 0, Villa 1.
Which means that in the Premier League, this is the only goalless game so far this afternoon. Zubimendi to Rice, helps it on its way now to Jesus, enters the area. Calafiore coming on the overlap. Jesus, though, will pass the ball instead to Zubimendi. Looks for a shooting opportunity, can't get one. To Rice, fires in the cross, bounces off the chest of Havertz, and Sunderland through Lefay get it away. And then Talby gives it away, and Saliba with urgency passes the ball to Madueke. Madueke delivers the cross, dropping at the far post. That could have gone anywhere off the legs of Hume. He shinned it. It's gone behind for a corner kick to Arsenal. Rob.
Yeah, gets a high fives from everyone for defending the cross, but he wasn't sure at all where that was going. It's poor defending from Sunderland. Talby and Reinildo, there's no pressure on Madueke. Allowed him to invite that beautiful cross in, and then it could have gone anywhere.
And the look of Robin Roofs, I think he was quite a relieved man, wasn't he, to see it flash behind for a corner kick. It is 0-0. Arsenal have a corner kick on this near side, the right. Madueke waits to take it, hands on hips. At the minute he's being prevented from doing so by the assistant referee. A little bit of jostling taking place inside the 6-yard area. Madueke waits for the runners from the far post. He scored, of course, direct from the corner last week. He went deep, got a touch off the fingertips for Roof. It's going to be a corner on the left, another successive corner.
Yeah, there's no need for Robin Roofs to touch that off, and he just needed a shout from his teammate. Everyone had got the near post. It was poor from Madueke to hit it far post. No pressure on him. They could have left it out, and I think Declan Rice from this side is a completely different question. It's going to be quality. There's no one up. Disappointing for Chappers, I know, but there's no Sunderland players on the halfway line.
No, we saw that 3 times for Chelsea in midweek, didn't they, where they broke away for a corner to try and take players with them. So it's an extremely crowded penalty area. Rice waits now on that far side, the left. It's an in-swinger on this occasion. Ballard in front of his goalkeeper, heads it out. Trossard on the volley into the legs of Lefay. David Raya goes out towards that far side. Declan Rice runs away. Leicester have equalised at Birmingham. Huddersfield 0, Blackpool 1 is the latest score in League One. We'll go to St Andrews in a moment, but Timber out towards Madueke. Arsenal are building ahead of steam. The crowd sense it. Ronaldo backpedals. Madueke, they've doubled up on the England international as he waits and eventually just has to go back towards the centre circle. So news of the Leicester equaliser from Owen Gwyneth.
Yeah, Birmingham 1, Leicester 1. Abdul Fattah with a stunning equaliser, his 7th of the season. Ball was crossed into the Birmingham box, headed out, fell to Fattah, chested it down to his left foot and smashed it in. A stunning goal. Birmingham 1, Leicester 1.
Zubamendi, right hand side, early cross, comes in, comes back towards Zubamendi from Ronaldo's clearance. He chips the ball into the penalty area. Ballard attacks it to head the ball away. Brobby now is back there helping out just outside his own penalty area. The blue shirts look to try and push out. Cardiff City, incidentally, the league leaders, are down to 10 men. Ryan Wintle has been sent off at Rotherham United. It remains 0-0 there. Lincoln, who was second in the table, are still behind, away to Plymouth Argyle by a goal to 0. Goal at Hull City now in the Championship. Sani Rudavajula.
Hull are ahead, Hull 1, Bristol City 0, and who else but Ollie McBurney with his 12th goal of the season. It's against the run of play, but a great side foot finish from him. Hull 1, Bristol City 0.
And news of that sending off, Nikesh Ragani.
Yeah, it's still Rotherham 0, Cardiff 0. Ryan Winter with a professional foul on Rotherham's Harry Gray on the edge of the area. He was the last man. Referee had no choice. Cardiff under the cosh now. It's Rotherham 0, Cardiff 0. Saliba
has been booked for Arsenal. Harrogate Town have got a second goal against Cambridge United. That could be a real coupon buster. It's going to be a free kick for Sunderland. Hume is going to take it. 10 yards inside the Arsenal half. A line of players wait on the edge of the penalty area. It drops inside the box. Hasn't been dealt with. It has now by Raya. Goal now at Turf Moor. Julia Bolt.
Burnley 0, West Ham 2. Castellanos header, close range into the back of the net. Burnley's players arguing amongst themselves. Burnley 0, West Ham 2.
T20 cricket. It is India against the United States. Adam Mountford.
India recovered from 77 for 6 to reach 161 for 9. The USA will very much regret dropping the captain Suryakumar Yadav on 15. He went on to a spectacular 84 to rescue the tournament favourites. The USA will need 162 to win.
And commentary of that is on Sports Extra 3. Back to Fulham, Chris Coles.
This is a good spell for Fulham. They lead Everton 1-0 and they've just hit the crossbar. Emil Smith-Rowe, angle of the penalty area, went for the bender into the far corner, beat Pickford off the face of the bar and out. Fulham 1, Everton 0.
Gillingham 1, Tranmere Rovers 0 is the latest score in League 2. Sunderland have got a throw over on that far side. They're proving to be quite stubborn, aren't they, Sunderland?
Yeah, they're really enjoying themselves down on that far corner, the Sunderland fans. Any tackle, any action that goes on in there and the blue shirt comes out on top, it's like a goal. It's like they've won the game. They're just enjoying every single tackle down there, creating a proper atmosphere.
There is a Sunderland player down on the far side. It's Lefay. He was just caught on the side of the face. Stoppage in play. So in the Premier League, Bournemouth 0, Aston Villa 1. Commentary live on Sports Extra 2. Burnley 0, West Ham United 2. Fulham 1, Everton 0. Wolves 0, Chelsea 1. Goalless between Arsenal and Sunderland here at the Emirates. Six Nations, Italy, Scotland, James Burridge.
18 points to 10, Italy lead, but the latest news is that Scotland are down a player. George Turner, who's only just come on as a replacement hooker for a minute, has been sent off for 10, a bunker review for a high tackle at the breakdown, and Scotland in real trouble now. 55 minutes gone, Italy lead by 18 points to 10.
Commentary of that continues on Sports Extra. Lefay is still getting treatment as Northampton Town are leading Stevenage by a goal to 0. Michael Forbes has given them the lead at Sixfields. To Molyneux, Mike Miney.
Wolves 0, Chelsea 1. This is all about the away side now. Cucurella's half volley blocked in the box. Caicedo followed up the ricochet. It hit Enzo Fernandez, who was offside. Home fans frustrated at some of the officials' decisions here. Wolves 0, Chelsea 1.
Thank you, Mike. So what's the referee going to do here? He's going to give an uncontested drop ball, isn't he?
Yeah.
Trossard has he got to leave the field of play on that far side? Or is he just, no, he's had a liquid refresh and he's just wandering across to discard it, isn't he? As Lefay waits to come back onto the field.
You just start feeling a little bit niggly. Now a little bit of tension. Sunderland taking the time over throw-ins, taking the time as to getting the ball back on the pitch and just feeling that confidence from each tackle that they win. It's not all quite there for Arsenal just yet.
It's not. We've been playing now for nearly half an hour. Trossard on that far side, the left, play back underway. Mukiele back pedals. Declan Rice gets it out from his feet and shoots. Rising right-footed. That was a rasping effort. It was off target. Goal kick, 0-0.
Well, I always watch the keepers to see their reaction, and Robin Roofs didn't move. So he either knew that was going wide. There is no way he knew that was going wide. He thought he was well and truly beaten. It's a whisker away. Got that time and space on the edge of the box, and can you execute? Can you finish, Declan Rice? He almost did.
They've just listened or watched it again on the big monitor. That was what you had the...
That's how close it was.
That's how close it was indeed. Let's get news of the William Hill hurdle from Newbury. Darren Owen.
Yeah, one of the most competitive handicap hurdles of the season. It's been won by Tutti Quanti, who played with the opposition, made all, and won by a wide margin for Paul Nicholls and Harry Cobden at 100-30, beating Wellington Archer 12-1 chance, with Favois third at 33-1.
Harrogate Town 2, Cambridge United 1. Cambridge United have got a goal back. Bristol Rovers 1, Chesterfield 1. So Bristol Rovers have equalised at home, also in League 2. And Wigan have reduced the arrears at London Road. Peterborough United 2, Wigan Athletic 1. You're up to date with the goals as they go in. You're listening to BBC Radio 5 Live. It's Arsenal 0, Sunderland 0. We've been playing now for 31 minutes. Sunderland, just over 30 yards out from goal though, have got a free kick. It's right of centre. Barrow have equalised incidentally at Notts County. Notts County 1, Barrow 1. But again, they've sent the big men forward from the back.
Yeah, it's Calafiori this time holding. I'm not sure why he didn't get booked. Saliba got booked earlier for exactly the same foul at same area of the pitch. But the big guns are up for Sunderland, all loitering at the far post.
Ballard is in there. Brobby. Alderete forward from the back. Mukiele also is there. Hume will chip the ball in for Sunderland, up in the air by Gabriel, and then it drops left-hand side of the penalty area. Mukiele will send over the cross into the penalty area. Zubamendi climbed high and climbed early, but managed to get the header away, and then there was a foul on Timber, and it will be an Arsenal free kick. It remains 0-0. Back to Fulham, Chris Coles.
Fulham are all over Everton in the West London rain. Another chance. Raul Jimenez found in the box. He had Wilson there for a tap-in. Should have played him in. He didn't. Went for goal himself. Dragged it just wide. Fulham 1, Everton 0.
Trossard attacking down the left-hand side for Arsenal. Goes on the outside of Hume, delivers the cross, and it's turned behind for a corner kick. We'll quickly get news of that Barrow goal. Nesta McGregor.
Yeah, Barrow's first real attack of the game, 30 minutes in. Counter-attack, a good run down the right by Jack Earing. He cut the ball back towards the edge of the box, and running in was Charlie McCann, right-footed into the roof of the net. Notts County 1, Barrow 1.
Blackpool have got a second goal at Huddersfield. Huddersfield Town 0, Blackpool 2 is the latest score in League 1. Arsenal then, 0-0 with Sunderland, playing from left to right, 13 minutes to go to half-time. Have a corner kick in front of the Sunderland supporters over on that far side, the left. Every outfield player is in and around the Sunderland penalty area. In it comes now from Rice. It's an in-swinger. Roofs manages to get something on it. Drops then towards Trossard. Hit that on the full on the volley. Actually think it caught his own player, Madueke. They get it out towards Rice on that left, midway through the Sunderland half, and then he goes back into the centre circle for Saliba. Trossard now is to his right. 10 yards inside the Sunderland half, and the Belgian international passes the ball back towards Saliba. MK Dons are leading at Cheltenham. Cheltenham 0, MK Dons 1, Bolton Wanderers 3, Barnsley 0. Trossard now spreads play out towards the left. Jesus brings the ball under control. Jesus shoots, gathered in by Roofs inside his 6-yard area. Rob Green.
Yeah, poor choice from Jesus, under pressure. Difficult angles to execute from. Saw Declan Rice have all the time and space from a better angle. Take the shot on, you feeling. With Havertz, with Gabriel still up, Timber still up, got across there, got better options in the box.
De Cordova-Reid has been sent off for Leicester City. They are down to 10 men. Birmingham City 1, Leicester 1, but Leicester are down to 10 with 13 minutes to go to half-time.
They had a man sent off in the last game as well, didn't they? Yeah, everything's going against them at the minute.
The Arsenal supporters generate the noise, answering the call of Mikel Arteta. Now can the players respond as they try to break down this Sunderland side? Zubamendi just went too far ahead of Havertz and straight towards Alderete. They had that early chance that Havertz headed wide, and then the Rice effort as well that was off target. But Roofs hasn't had a serious shot to save yet, has he?
No, when you get penned in, then you feel that the chances might come when you get the Sunderland players all in their own box. A shot from the edge of the box, but other than that, it's been very little.
Hull City, Bristol City in the Championship. Sani Rodavagila.
And Bristol City have equalised. It's from a corner. Rob Atkinson has got his head on the end of it, and then there's a big melee and the refs got involved, but it's Hull City 1, Bristol City 1.
Straight to Molineux, penalty, Mike Mine.
And a second penalty for Chelsea, a second goal for Cole Palmer, rolls it into the bottom left-hand corner. Pedro pushed over in a real cheap foul given away by Mosquera. Wolves are in trouble again. Wolves 0, Chelsea 2.
In trouble again, as are Burnley. The bottom two are both losing at home by 2-0. Fulham still lead Everton by 1-0. Bournemouth 0, Aston Villa 1. Aston Villa with a win would move on to 49 points. As it currently stands, Arsenal with this point here on 54. Manchester City play tomorrow. We'll have commentary, of course, as part of 5 Live's Premier League Sunday. Liverpool, Manchester City at 4:30. Here we're watching the blue shirts of Sunderland against the red and white of Arsenal. Timber steps forward out of defence, but Bobby was alert as that loose ball was then knocked back towards Ballard, and then it's out towards that far side, and Sunderland will attack, and Hume, the right wing back, slows down, almost comes to a standstill. Mukiele infield then towards Lefay, passing the ball around in a confident fashion.
Yeah, real confidence. I was just about to say, even from the back, they're playing the ball with the confidence that they know there's a risk to the ball, but if they execute it well, they know they can get through Arsenal, and Arsenal sets up to pounce on that loose ball, and they're not getting the chance because the pass is so crisp.
Ronaldo back to Alderete. They might have gone 8 away matches without a win since they beat Chelsea actually back in October at Stamford Bridge. But they're certainly not phased here at all, and this might not be as straightforward as some might have maybe predicted here today. Arsenal 0, Sunderland 0. Told you that Leicester were down to 10 men. Owain Gwyneth.
Yeah, Bobby de Cordova-Reid has been sent off for his challenge on Ibrahim Osman, and then need the challenge on the halfway line. He dove in single-footed, but caught Osman on the ankle in a lot of pain. The referee had no doubt to show the red card. Birmingham 1, Leicester 1. Leicester down to 10 men.
0-0 here, Rob.
Yeah, it's just a couple of instances of players allegedly being tugged, and Calafiori on Hume has won at one end, and then straight down the other end, Jesus going down, and the cries for a foul, and you just think, well, hold on a minute, you're not completely innocent yourself here, Arsenal.
We'll go back to John Southall at Bournemouth.
Bournemouth 0, Villa 1. A couple of chances for Bournemouth though. Evan Nielsen denied by Martinez. Ryans hit the bar from 12 yards, and Buendia shot saved by Petrovic at the other end. Bournemouth 0, Villa 1.
Ronaldo rolls away from Saliba. Saliba got back goal side. Ronaldo though attacks and then gets a corner kick for Sunderland off the heels of the Arsenal central defender. So Sunderland playing from right to left have got a corner near side the left.
That was brilliant from Ronaldo, nutmegging Saliba. And then Saliba, knowing that he's been booked, he couldn't pull him down, so he's completely beaten. But Sunderland playing with real confidence. They're feeling this energy now.
Hume comes across in no real hurry. He saunters to this near side. Arsenal have got every red and white shirt back inside the penalty area for this corner kick on the left-hand side. 7 minutes to go to half-time. Arsenal 0, Sunderland 0. Hume waits, right-footed. It's an in-swinger towards the far post. The goalkeeper, juggling with it, eventually catches the ball, and then he's bundled to the floor, and that will be a yellow card. It was Diarra who stopped him with the early release. He was like a performing artist in a circus for the time being there, wasn't he?
He was doing his own version of keepy uppies there. It was brilliant, but he was so positive to look for the cross initially. He's immediately saying, I'm going to come for this. He's positive intent there. Got a little bit of fortune with it, but you have to give him credit.
Lincoln City have got a goal back at Plymouth. Plymouth 1, Lincoln City 1. Colchester United 2. Shrewsbury 0 is the latest score in League 2. Where will we go next then? Back to Wolves, there's been a goal, Mike Mine.
Yeah, Wolves 0, Chelsea 3 now. Cole Palmer hat-trick, Cucurella down the left, pulls it back, Palmer running onto it in front of his man and slams it into the roof of the net first time. Wolves 0, Chelsea 3.
Thank you, Mike. He's scored hat-tricks before, hasn't he, Cole Palmer for Chelsea?
In the first half against Brighton.
He got 4 that day. He also got a hat-trick against Manchester United. So that must be his third hat-trick for Chelsea. as we will get news of that goal from home park from Joshua Adodonka.
Plymouth 1, Lincoln 1, top goal scorer Freddie Draper heading from a corner in the 6-yard box to level proceedings here. Plymouth 1, Lincoln 1.
Brobby catching Zubamendi.
Yeah, this is going to be looked at. This is at worst. It's a very strong yellow. It may be a red for Brian Brobby. I don't think there's any intent in there, but it's a straight-legged tackle. We've seen instances like this season where it's been turned into a red. They're keeping it as a yellow, I think.
Just a yellow card to the Sunderland striker for that challenge on Zubamendi. But you're right, they would have had a look at it. Michael Salisbury is the VAR back at Stockley Park. As now, told you that patch of blue sky wouldn't have lasted long. We've got light drizzle falling here in North London. And Zubamendi fit enough to take the free kick, strikes it long, looking for the run of Jesus, goes all the way through to Roofs. Another goal at Hull City for Sonny.
Well, promotion chasing Hull City are now behind, and it's deserved for Bristol City. They were actually queuing up for it. Ross McCrory on the end of it, inside the box, side foot, top corner. Very strange from Hull City. Their lead losing. It's Hull 1, Bristol City 2.
4 minutes to go to half-time. Arsenal 0, Sunderland 0, but the league leaders are not creating too much at the moment. Zubamendi has the ball. Midway through the Sunderland half, runs with it out towards the left, releases it to Calafiore. Trossard now takes over, left-hand side. Zubamendi hits it first time and scores. He finds a way through, hits it low, in off the left-hand post, and just before half-time, that's the goal that Arsenal wanted. Zubamendi, 1-0.
Well, the pressure at the Emirates is released, and it is when they camp the Sunderland side back into the box. They do find that time on the edge of the box. Declan Rice had one earlier in the half. This time it's Zubamendi. It's a fantastic, crisp strike from 20 yards on the angle. He's just got the angle so he can go either direction. First time, little bit of curve on it, cutting across the ball. It's a wonderful finish from Zubamendi. No pressure on him whatsoever. Sunderland have been really, really good in this first half, defending, being aggressive. They just stepped back on that one moment and they've been punished.
He waited, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was unmarked, and as you say, he hit it first time, and he just found the gap.
It's just outside the defender. You just see it, and it bends the wrong way. You're expecting the inside of the foot curler. Well, it's a cutting down onto the ball with the laces, and it just sets it off outside the post and fizzes its way inside and off the post. It's a fantastic finish.
Havertz now through the middle for Jesus. Flag stays down. Jesus runs forward. He's in on goal. Jesus goes round the goalkeeper. Bundled from behind. Penalty. But now they, in fact, no, the late flag goes up. So they're going to have to check whether he was offside.
Well, it's on the halfway line, and it's a breakaway, and it's just whether he's in the half or not. He is in the half, and he is just about offside. Looking, Sunderland all over the place defensively all of a sudden. Thinking maybe a foot, maybe a few inches, but I think it's just enough.
Yeah, Reynildo was the one who was looking to try and play him offside, and in fact that penalty will not stand. They've looked at it. Jesus was offside, so it will be a free kick to Sunderland as Arsenal lead by 1-0, and Ballard will be relieved because that was a very clumsy challenge from behind. Let's get an update in the rugby. James Burridge.
And this game is continuing to deliver. George Horn has just scored for Scotland in the corner. 12 minutes to go. Italy lead by 3, 18 points to 15.
Commentary continues on Sports Extra. Preston North End 1, Portsmouth 0 is the latest score in the Championship. Walsall 0, Barnet 1 in League 2. Peterborough 3, Wigan Athletic 1. And we heard how the leaders Cardiff City were down to 10 men. There's now been a goal at Rotherham. Nick Hesrugani.
Whereas Rotherham 0, Cardiff 1. Despite being down to 10 men, they've been the better side, and it's Amari Kellyman who's put them in front. A great run into the area, cross from the right, and a lovely left-footed finish into the bottom corner. It's Rotherham 0, Cardiff 1.
We are in the last 30 seconds of this first half, and Arsenal lead. Going around the grounds at half-time on 5 Live with Mark Chapman. These are the latest scores in the top flight. Bournemouth 0, Aston Villa 1, Burnley 0, West Ham United 2, Fulham lead Everton by a goal to 0, Wolves 0, Chelsea 3, a Cole Palmer hat-trick, and Arsenal are 1-0 up here at the Emirates. Remember, there is no sports report, because as soon as this match is finished, we're off to Twickenham for England-Wales in the Six Nations, as there are 4 minutes of added time here at the Emirates. Diarra gone down, caught in the face. Referee Sam Barrett will give that for Sunderland. To Turf Moor next, Julia Bolt.
Burnley 0, West Ham 2, but Burnley finally starting to threaten. Marcus Edwards ran in from the right, had a long-range shot just wide of the post. Still Burnley 0, West Ham 2.
And an update now from Craven Cottage with Chris Coles.
Fulham 1, Everton 0. 2 more excellent Fulham chances. Chukwueze through on goal, denied by Pickford, and then a rasping effort from the same player from 25 yards out. Hits the top of the bar. Fulham 1, Everton 0.
Sunderland without a win in 16 away games in the Premier League. They've only visited Liverpool without a win more often. That was with 17, so they could equal that tally here today as they still trail. Roofs hits the ball downfield. Ballard on the edge of the area challenges Havertz, drops behind them both, and Trossard will run forward 10 yards short of the halfway line. Then with a reverse ball to the left for Calafiore. Rice meanwhile would have been away on the right hand side had he switched it on that occasion. Instead they've lost the ball, and now this is Diarra, and Diarra's going to shoot, and it was a rising effort that warms the hands of Raya. Arsenal 1-0.
Yeah, good break from Arsenal, but Calafiore makes the wrong mistake, nearly punished.
Raya throws the ball out to Havertz, runs forward. Havertz for a curling effort, just wide, edge of the area, hit it left-footed. It was curling, but not enough, but it just sails out of play for a goal kick. Arsenal still lead 1-0.
And he ran from his own half. Absolutely no one went towards him. All of the Sunderland defence backed off. Got to the edge of the box, and it's a mirror image of Declan Rice's shot. You can hear the ooze. They're the same ooze as Declan Rice's shot. It's the same shot. Kai Havertz with his left foot, Declan Rice with his right. So close to being 2-0. Moments before, they made the wrong choice on the counter-attack. This time, executed it almost to perfection.
Roofs with the goal kick. I noticed, incidentally, that after he did the goal, Zubimendi with his goal celebration ran round the corner flag in tribute for Mikel Merino, his teammate who's going to be out for probably the majority of the season, because of course that was his little party piece, wasn't it, from the Merino family.
He enjoyed it, didn't he? It showed an image of him applauding from the stand somewhere here in the Emirates.
And that is the goal that separates the two sides. Arsenal are ahead as Alderete at the back for Sunderland hits a left-footed ball. Hume is forward, comes off his head towards Brobby, but Calafiore sliced the attempted clearance, edge of the area, and requires Saliba to head it forward, and then Trossard just pumps the ball downfield. Thought again that Jesus might have been offside. Ballard comes across. They take a quick throw. Roofs was alert to it to cut it out. Gathers it in with both hands inside his area.
Just looking at Calafiore, he's not been at it at all. Some of the choices he's made, that was just a wild hack into the air, and he's just feeling he's been out injured. He's come back, and whether he's not at the pace, whether Mikel Arteta might look at it at half-time. He's got plenty of substitutes, plenty of quality on the bench. Whether Hincapié might be the choice.
He's only recently returned. He missed 9 games after being injured in the warm-up against Brighton back in December, and has just come back into the first-team picture. Incidentally, Cheltenham 1, MK Dons 2 is the latest score in League 2, as Sunderland, trailing by a goal to 0, have been awarded a corner kick over on that far side, which Enzo Lefebvre is going to take. Blue shirts, white shorts, playing from right to left as we look. Northampton Town 2, Stevenage 1 is the latest score in League 1. They take it back towards Hume. Couple of touches from Hume, drops inside the area. Mukiele dives forward at the far post, couldn't get there all the way through. It will go for a goal kick as the half-time whistle is sounded. An Arsenal lead by a goal to nil. Rob Green.
Yeah, I think they're just relieved to get in at half-time at 1-0. Questions being asked as to whether there's a penalty here. No, Darren Zubamendi pulling back. I think it's Robbie at the far post. And he's just thinking, oh, hold on a minute, is he onside? Are the Sunderland players surrounding Sam Barrett, the referee? No, it is half-time.
They had a good look at it though, didn't they? So after that VAR check, the players now trudge off the field here in the wet conditions in North London. And Zubamendi with a first-time right-footed effort, just going in off the left-hand post to beat the diving routes, gives Arsenal the lead at the break. It's Arsenal 1, Sunderland 0.
One goal in it then at Arsenal, one goal in it at Bournemouth. John Southall.
There is Bournemouth 0, Villa 1. Really good half of football. Bournemouth had a great chance before the goal. Groupie shot parried by Martinez into the path of Evan Nielsen. Weak header straight to the keeper. Should have scored. Then the goal, well worked. Sancho and Rodgers exchange a 1-2 on the right, and Morgan Rodgers slammed it into the roof of the net. Terrific finish. Martinez denied Evan Nielsen twice. Ryan hit the bar, and the Buendia shot saved by Petrovic at the other end. The only surprise that it's Bournemouth 0, Villa 1.
Another miserable afternoon for Burnley. Julia Bold.
Yeah, Burnley 0, West Ham 2. The first goal on 13 minutes. Crescencio Somerville on the left. He's cut in, chipped it over the top of Dubravka, who'd already dived down to his right. 5 in 5 now for the Hammers winger. Then on 26 minutes, a great ball in from Diouf on the left. Valentin Castellanos, centre of the box, rose up high, headed it in from close range, and it was only then Burnley started to wake up. Hugo Chukwu and Fleming both for simple saves from the keeper. Marcus Edwards running in from the right-hand side. He did really well. Long-range effort. Went just wide of the post, but it feels a really long way back for Scott Parker's side. Burnley 0, West Ham 2.
At times during the first half, Marco Silva has cut a frustrated figure at Craven Cottage. Presumably, Chris Coles, because they're not further ahead.
Exactly that reason, Mark. They lead Everton 1-0. It could be 4 or 5. They've had so many good chances. They've hit the crossbar twice. The goal they did score came from an Everton player, Vitaly Mikolenko's unfortunate own goal. Jimenez effort saved by Pickford onto the back of Mikolenko, who was still mid-slide from his efforts to block the initial shot. The crossbar hit from Smith Rowe, curling effort from range. Chukwueze pile driver from distance. Jimenez has missed from 8 yards. Wilson should have done better inside the box. In short, Fulham should have this game won. Half chances at best for Everton. An Armstrong volley wide. Barry inches away from a Dewsbury Hall cross, but they are comfortably second best. Fulham 1, Everton 0.
Mind you, if you want frustrated figures, the Wolves fans who are left at Molineux would be the ones, Mike Minay?
Certainly so. Many of them are heading for, I assume, half-time refreshments, but who knows whether they come back. Masters of their own downfall. 2 needless pushes on João Pedro in the box. 2 penalties, 2 Cole Palmer conversions. The boos are for the referee as he heads down the tunnel. The home side may have started brightly, but soon as they scored, Chelsea seized control. Cole Palmer got his hat-trick 8 minutes from the break, firing a Cucurella pullback into the roof of the net. The home side's misery then compiled. Hwang's had to go off injured with a leg injury. Krejci on by then. It is far too little too late. I'm going to pack up and go home myself because Wolves haven't scored a second half goal in their last 10 games here at Molineux. Wolves 0, Chelsea 3.
Let's go to Rome, where this feels like it could be a huge 4 minutes ahead for both Italy and Scotland. James Burridge.
Absolutely, Mark. Yes, Italy leading by 3. 18 points to 15. 3 minutes, 45 seconds left. Italy camped just outside Scotland's 22. George Horner's given Scotland hope. Since he's come on, he's really injected some tempo, some desire. He's been screaming at his pack to try and give him front foot ball. But the conditions, Mark, have dictated this result in many ways, because the rain has just been horrendous, shocking conditions. One thing Italy have bossed, they've got the advantage from this scrum, is the set piece. They have demolished Scotland up front. So too in the line out. It's been a total mess. They've got a penalty outside the 22, and looking at the clock, looking at the moment, this has to be a kick for 3, and a penny for the thought of Gregor Townsend right now. This is his nightmare scenario. They lost in Rome 2 years ago, and the way it's looking now, history is about to repeat itself.
3 minutes left. BBC One to watch it. Sports Extra if you want to listen to it. Earlier in the Championship, Derby 1, Ipswich 2, Norwich 2, Blackburn 0, Southampton 1, Watford 0. We'll start the 3 o'clock half times at Coventry, and the Leaders' sticky spell is continuing, John Bennett.
They are being frustrated. Coventry 0, Oxford 0. The Championship leaders have lost their last 2. They've wasted a number of chances today. Sakamoto came the closest to a breakthrough, forcing an excellent diving save. And at the other end, Oxford nearly punished them on the break. Poor Heta fired over in acres of space. Coventry 0, Oxford 0.
And next we'll go to Hull. They're at home to Bristol City. Sanya Rajavajula.
Hull City 1, Bristol City 2 against the run of play on 24 for Hull. Ollie McBurney, a touch to take it away from the defenders in the area, and a great finish for 12 for the season in the league. But Bristol City levelled back from injury. Rob Atkinson on the end of a corner, and in a flurry of chances, Ross McCrory side-footing top corner as it broke him in the area. At the break, it's Hull City 1, Bristol City 2.
Andy King is in interim charge of Leicester. In his first match in charge, Leicester were reduced to 10 quite early on in the first half. The same thing has happened again this afternoon, although on the half-hour mark this time. Owain Gwyneth.
Yes, Birmingham 1, Leicester 1. Ibrahim Osman, first goal for the club, give the Blues an early lead, pouncing on a defensive error before Abdul Fattah equalised with a left-footed stunner to lift the Foxes' mood temporarily. But Leicester's bad week went from bad to worse, down to 10, and men cut over. Reid sent off for a poor and unneeded challenge on Osman. Birmingham have come close to a second. It's a golden chance to record a first win against Leicester since 2011. Birmingham 1, Leicester 1.
Two sides in the playoffs, Wrexham and Millwall. Molly Stevens.
And it's goalless, but with the horse with the better of the chances. Issa Kabore with a shot just wide. Kiefer Moore's strike saved by the keeper. Ollie Rathbone's had a go too, but Wrexham with no goal to show for it. And they've lost Matty James, who's been forced off with injury, having played in every league game so far this season. Millwall without a shot on target. Their best chance when Camille Negley's header sailed over the crossbar. They're really struggling to break down the Wrexham back line. It's Wrexham 0, Millwall 0.
In the last minute, Italy 18, Scotland 15. Scotland have the ball. They're going to have to go the length of the field to at least get on level terms with the Italians. Back to the Championship, West Brom Stoke. Charlotte.
West Brom 0, Stoke 0. The host with the best chance of a half, lacking much in the way of goal scoring opportunity. Baggies captain Jed Wallace expertly created some space to carry the ball into the box, despite being sandwiched by defenders. Managed to get power behind a curling strike inches wide of the far post. This is a derby waiting for a breakthrough. West Brom 0, Stoke 0.
Preston lead Portsmouth by a goal to nil. Also in the Championship, Alfie Devine got that. He's on loan from Spurs. James Burridge.
Into dead time in Rome. Italy lead by 3, 18 points to 15, but Scotland have penalty advantage. Playing from left to right here. The pitch is absolutely saturated, Mark. It has been a deluge in Rome as Ben O'Keefe is playing that advantage. He blows his whistle and Scotland are having to try and find something out of nothing. The entire Italian bench, all the squad are up off the bench. They are looking nervously through their fingers. They are desperate for this whistle to blow, but it hasn't done yet. Ben O'Keefe just making sure Italy go back 10. They lead by 3. Half time they were leading. They've been ahead the whole game, Italy. In the first 20 minutes they were outstanding. 2 fantastic tries, one from Louis Liner, the second from Menoncello. And Scotland have really struggled to play the conditions. A lot of this has been box kicking, duels in the air, both sides trying to feed off scraps. And Scotland just haven't found a way. This back line of theirs, which has an abundance of talent, they've been non-existent. The Scottish scrum has been decimated and their line-out has been a mess. We are 2 minutes into injury time. Italy lead by 3, 18 points to 15. This is essentially it for Scotland now, and George Turner, who had 10 minutes in the bin for a high shot, he throws to the back of the line out and it's taken by Scotland's pack on the 10-metre line. 81 minutes, 36 on the clock, and George Horne, the try scorer for Scotland, who's really brought some desire and aggression to the Scottish attack. He passes the ball out down the left-hand side. Ben O'Keefe is looking at that breakdown. It's been such a hot contest because the conditions have been so difficult to play. As Italy try and go over the top of that, Horne spills it out to the right-hand side, and Scotland in this purple strip, this purple away strip, still in possession on Italy's 10-metre line. They pick up and attack once again. Italy's defence has got to be red hot here. If they concede a penalty, that is going to be a fascinating discussion for Scotland. Do they kick the 3? Do they go for the corner? They're between the 10-metre line and the 22. Ben O'Keefe just looking at this maul, and George Horne picks up. He passes it to the right-hand side to Darcy Graham, who's come on. And now he's looking a little bit lost here, Horne. He passes it to Turner, the hooker, who just runs into 3 Italian forwards. To the left-hand side, metre by metre, Scotland attack, but they trail by 3. 18-15 Italy lead. They won here in Rome 2 years ago in a very similar nerve-wracking way. Dying minutes of the match then, dying minutes of this game now. It's with Horne. There's about 7 or 8 Scottish players to his left-hand side. He passes again. This is about desire and fight and grit now from Scotland. As Italy looking at that, almost trying to go and bury and steal that ball back. Ben O'Keefe tells them to retreat. Scotland try again. Phase number 16 from Scotland, 10 metres from the far side touchline. They trail by 3. Horne at scrum half, digs the ball out. Another charge from his second row forwards. Quick ball back for the scrum half once again. Phase 19. This is heroic defence from Italy, leading by 3 in this opening Six Nations game for Italy and Scotland, as it's back with Russell. Scotland to the left-hand channel, and Hugh Jones. They're about a metre or 2 from touch. They're outside Italy's 22, and a terrific burst from Scotland's forwards now. They gain about another 3 or 4 metres. Up to the 22 they come once again. Canoni with the tackle for Italy. Russell going round on the loop. Tui Pelotti, the skipper, he's grinding his way through. He takes play up to the 22. Horne to the left-hand side. Now they enter Italy's 22. Phase number 25 now from Scotland, as Italy desperately try to cling on here. They lead by 3, but Scotland are not done yet. Miller Mills takes it on for Scotland. He's tackled. The ball goes backwards. The conditions absolutely shocking. It has rained non-stop. Biblical conditions in Rome. As Scotland taking on now, Italy have got a choke tackle here. They may have held Scotland in the attack. Ben O'Keefe gives them the advantage. That is the final act in Rome. It never rains, but it pours for Scotland, and Italy have won 18 points to 15 in an absolutely absorbing contest. The rain, the conditions, this has had absolutely everything. But this is the biggest of blows to Scotland and for Gregor Townsend, Mark. And a big picture of Townsend's face, his head in his hands, just looking ominously down to his players. But Gregor Townsend's Scotland have lost for the second Six Nations starter game in Rome, 18 points to 15.
What a story. Reaction on BBC One still to come. England-Wales live from Twickenham here on 5 Live at the conclusion of Arsenal-Sunderland. And it will start on Sports Extra. Right then, in League One, full times, Luton beat Bradford 2-1 and Port Vale and Burton drew 2-2. Half-time, AFC Wimbledon 1, Reading 1, Bolton 3, Barnsley 0, Huddersfield 0, Blackpool 2, Mansfield 0, Exeter 0. Northampton are 2-1 up on Stevenage, Peterborough lead Wigan 3-1, Plymouth 1, Lincoln 1, Cardiff are down to 10, but the leaders still lead at Rotherham by a goal to 0. Stockport and Leyton Orient are goalless, Wickham are 1 up on Doncaster. In League 2, Crawley 0, Crewe 1, Swindon 3, Oldham 0, both full times. Half times now, Bristol Rovers 1, Chesterfield 1, Cheltenham 1, MK Dons 2, Colchester 2, Shrewsbury 0, Fleetwood 0, Bromley 0, Gillingham lead Tranmere by a goal to 0. Bottom of the table, Harrogate haven't won since September, lead Cambridge by 2 goals to 1. Newport 0, Grimsby 0, Notts County 1, Barrow 1, Walsall 0, Barnet 1. Some huge games in the National League this afternoon. Aldershot 0, Halifax 1, Altrincham 0, Yeovil 0, Boston 0, Sutton 0, Truro are 2-0 up at Morecambe, Rochdale lead Carlisle by a goal to 0, Scunthorpe lead Southend 1-0, Tamworth and Hartlepool are goalless, York are 2-0 up on Forest Green Rovers. In the Scottish Cup, Dunfermline 0, Kelty Hearts 0, Elgin 1, Partick 2. In League 1, Cove Rangers 0, Queen of the South 1, Inverness 1, East 5-0. In League 2, Edinburgh 0, East Kilbride 2. Goalless between Forfar and Dumbarton and Stranraer and Annan. And earlier in the WSL, Manchester United won 2-0 at Leicester. You're up to date with all the football. 4 minutes past 4. Here's Richard Foster.
The voice of the UK. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Gordon Brown says Sir Keir Starmer's in a serious situation over his decision to appoint Lord Mandelson as US ambassador. Emails suggest he passed market-sensitive information to Jeffrey Epstein back in 2009. Police are investigating reports that Reform UK broke electoral law in the upcoming Gorton and Denton by-election. The party's accused of posting voters a letter without saying they'd sent it. Reform's blamed a printing error. Suppliers taken responsibility. And Ukraine says a massive Russian attack on its energy facilities overnight has caused major damage. Ukraine's grid operator has requested urgent help from Poland. Temperatures have fallen to minus 19 degrees Celsius in Kyiv this week.
This is 5 Live Sports with Mark Chapman. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Let's go to the Men's T20 World Cup, where on the opening day, the USA finding the run chase against India a little tricky, Adam Mountford.
26 for 3 in the 6th over. 2 wickets for Siraj, who only came to the squad 2 days ago. India saved by Suryakumar Yadav's thrilling 84. At 77 for 6, reporters here were discussing if an India loss will not only be the biggest shock in cricket history, but arguably all sport. Looks unlikely now. USA 30 for 3 in the 6th.
Maz Faruqi across the Winter Olympics.
GB's curlers have made it 7 wins from 7 in the round-robin stage of the mixed doubles. They've beaten the USA 6-4, so Jen Dodds and Bruce Mowat are the first pair confirmed through to Monday's Olympic semi-finals.
Earlier on in the Premier League, Manchester United 2, Spurs 0, Bournemouth 0, Aston Villa 1 at half-time, Burnley 0, West Ham 2, Fulham 1, Everton 0, Wolves 0, Chelsea 3. Match of the day, 10:25 tonight on BBC One. Alan Shearer and Danny Murphy alongside Kelly. It'll be like watching Peggy Mitchell with Grant and Phil. Here's Ian Dennis.
We're just underway. Arsenal leads Sunderland by a goal to 0 as Ballard looks for a ball through the middle, cut out by Rice. The goal from Zubimendi came just before half-time, 3 minutes before the break. Neither side has made a change at half-time. Raya is in goal. Timber, Saliba, Gabriel and Calafiori for Arsenal. Rice, Zubimendi, Madueke, Havertz, Trossard and Jesus. Red and white shirts, white shorts in the second half, playing from right to left. Sunderland in their change kit, the blue shirts and white shorts, have Roofs in goal, Mukiele, Ballard and Alderete are the back three, Hume and Ronaldo are the wing backs, Siddiqui, Diarra, Lefay, Talby and Brobby. Rob Green.
Yeah, it's an interesting first half, wasn't it? And you're thinking of the changes that could have been made. Arsenal maybe with Calafiori with this man.
Calafiori left hand side, Havertz helps it into the penalty area and then headed out by Alderete. It'll only go as far as Saliba, who's midway through the Sunderland half, out towards Madueke over on that far side. Madueke thought about delivering the cross, now comes inside, might open up for him here, instead he passes the ball forward. This is Havertz with his back to goal, inside right channel of the penalty area. Saliba's cross is hanging, and then Trossard tried to cross it back on the volley, and then it just squirted off and out for a goal kick, as Wycombe Wanderers have got a second goal at home to Doncaster Rovers. 2-0 they lead in League One.
Yeah, Arsenal starting off in the front foot, much like they did in the first half, and Sunderland slowly got their way back into it. You're thinking, so Saliba being booked, Calafiori at left back, those are the two if I was Sunderland, be looking to attack. Just thinking, would that EastEnders quote, would that make Chappers Frank Butcher?
I can think of a few other characters it might make him. As Sunderland have a throw on that far side. Talked before in the first half about their dreadful record at Arsenal. Their last Premier League goal scorer, I actually forgot about this player, had actually played at Sunderland, Emmanuel Giaccherini, in 2014. He's still actually playing, would you believe, at the age of 40 for Chievo. As Ballard passes the ball out of defence. Mukiele makes good progress on this right-hand side, gets there, passes the ball in field. Brobbey gives it back to the French international, Lefebvre, and that allows Sunderland to get further support in the shape of Hume. Ballard outside the centre circle, inside the Arsenal half. They only trail by a goal to nil. Mukiele sends over the cross, headed out by Gabriel, helped further away then by Jesus, and then Alderete plays a short forward ball. This is Diarra, quickly to the feet of Hume. Central position, midway through the Arsenal half. Lefebvre, nicely laid off. Siddiqui looks for a shooting opportunity. Talby now gets it, good save by Raya. Low down to his left, one-handed save. Best chance that Sunderland have carved out by far.
Really well worked football by Sunderland. Good one touch in and around the area. Bought the time and the space.
Hume delivers the cross, and that was dropping inside the penalty area as well. And Timber should get the ball away. If ever there was a warning sign for Arsenal that this game is not over just yet. There's been another goal at Hull City. Sani Rudavajula.
And this is the last thing you want when you got Chelsea in the FA Cup here on Friday. Hull City 1, Bristol City 3. Wonderful through ball. Emil Rees with a great finish. Hull 1, Bristol City 3.
It was a strong arm, wasn't it, from David Raya?
Yeah, he went with two hands. It's a really well-timed strike. And he just had to adjust whilst he was diving, going with two hands to say, actually, no, it's got to be the bottom hand. It's dipping. I've got to get my hand behind it. And in and around, so the Emirates pitches are normally perfect. This has got quite a bit of mud all over, and it's certainly in the goal mouth. He wasn't going to be sure where the ball was going to be bouncing up to.
That's the voice of Rob Green. This is the voice of Kenny Crawford.
Yeah, half-time, well, just past half-time in the Scottish Cup fifth round tie between Dunfermline Athletic of the Championship and Kelty Hearts of League One, and it's 0-0 despite the difference in divisions. Not much difference on the pitch here. McCarville, Arnott and Lewis Moore have had a good shots for Kelty Hearts to give Neil Lennon's Dunfermline a scare. It's 0-0 between Dunfermline and Kelty.
Whilst we're away with Kenny, Sunderland have hit the ball long downfield. It actually, I think, came from Robin Roos all the way through, and it caused a bit of panic in that back line.
Well, they left 3v3, and with Brobbey up front, his physical presence, it beat the ball. The initial ball beat the whole of the defence. David Raya came out. It was nearly almost a complete air shot from him. Difficult, awkward, bouncing ball for him to come out and volley. Arsenal between them just about managed to get it away, but it was an escape, wasn't it?
It's a wake-up call that has certainly been noted by this capacity crowd inside the Emirates, as you heard the response from the Arsenal supporters as Hume heads the ball to the edge of the area, but Brobbey had made a diagonal run in behind Hume, and it's able to be picked up by Raya, who throws it out towards that far side. But whilst it's only a slender lead, Sunderland still have hope. Elsewhere, Bournemouth 0, Aston Villa 1, Burnley 0, West Ham United 2, Fulham lead Everton by a goal to nil, Wolves 0, Chelsea 2 are the other latest scores in the Premier League. Earlier at Old Trafford, Manchester United under Michael Carrick, 4 wins from 4. They beat Tottenham Hotspur by 2 goals to nil. Here now is Zubamendi, the goal scorer outside the centre circle. Sunderland retreat, they drop off. Zubamendi almost comes to a walking pace now, and then goes out towards Saliba. Madueke looking to go on the outside of Talby, accelerates, beats Talby, but there was Ronaldo just to stop him in his tracks, to dispossess him, and Sunderland have the ball. Rob?
Yeah, Arsenal they've kind of done it in ones on their own out wide. You look at Trossard on this side near to ours, and then Madueke. They've not had the combinations that you normally expect, where Odegaard links up with Ben White and Saka on the right-hand side. They've not had that today. Very much on their own.
Gabriel brings the ball into Sunderland territory. Out to this near side for Trossard. Crosses the ball towards Havertz. Havertz tries to prod it back towards Calafiori. Thought he might have given the ball. There was no foul, actually. Here is Trossard still playing to the whistle. I think Havertz goes goalwards. Sunderland are furious with referee Sam Barrett. It's gone wide for a goal kick. We'll go to Turf Moor, Julia Bolt.
Still Burnley 0, West Ham 2, but it's been all Burnley since the break. Marcus Edwards has whipped a quick ball in from the left across the face of goal. Hermansen's had to dive to get his hand to it. It's been all Burnley. Where was this in the first half? Burnley 0, West Ham 2.
West Ham United looking to keep a clean sheet for the first time since
beating Nottingham Forest way back in August. It was a 3-0 win. I was there, and we all thought, oh, Nuno might be in trouble. Well, how times have changed. He's not just been sacked, but been reappointed elsewhere and struggling to keep clean sheets with West Ham. So, big 45 minutes for them.
It would be a first clean sheet in 23 games. if West Ham can do that to secure the 3 points. Lefay, his ball to Brobby was cut out by Rice. Arsenal then give it away. They still lead by a goal to nil. Here is Lefay once again, 10 yards inside his own half. Rob Green, the former West Ham and England goalkeeper, with us here at the Emirates today. Sunderland, who've lost their last 4 visits to London since that 2-1 win back at Chelsea in October. No promoted side has ever won away at both Chelsea and Arsenal before. And they are behind by a goal to nil as the volume is increased by the Arsenal supporters as we go to Bournemouth and John Southall.
Bournemouth have an equaliser, Bournemouth 1, Villa 1. Welcome to the Premier League, Ryan. The 19-year-old Brazilian, brilliant on the right-hand side, cut in from there, passed a couple of challenges and finished at the keeper's near post. Bournemouth 1, Villa 1.
Wimbledon 2, Reading 1 in League 1. Lincoln City have come from behind and they now lead at Plymouth Argyle by 2-1 as they look for a 4th straight win to extend their unbeaten run to 12. What a season they are enjoying, Lincoln City. Declan Rice waits for the throw on this near side, the left, launches the ball in, comes out as far as Trossard, can't bring it down, turns. His effort then is headed away by Hume. There might be a break on here for Sunderland. Brobby lifts it forward for Talby, but 2 Arsenal defenders in the shape of Timber and Saliba had dealt with any threat. Rice wants the ball back as we go back to Hull City and Sani Rudravajula.
The match has been delayed here because a grey squirrel has been running around the pitch being chased by a Hull City member of staff. Ran the entire length of the pitch. He's just been covered up with a coat and play has resumed. Hull 1, Bristol City 3.
We'll be at Hull City on Friday, the start of FA Cup 4th round weekend, for commentary of Hull against Chelsea, as we'll go to Home Park and Joshua Adodonka.
Plymouth 1, Lincoln 2. Rico Hackett with the goal to turn things around for Lincoln. A cool low finish in the box. Plymouth 1, Lincoln 2.
Goal at Molineux, Mike Minay.
Well, Wolves do score at Molineux in the second half for the first time in 10 games. Wolves 1, Chelsea 3. The initial corner was caused by Matthias Mane hitting the post, then it was swung in, flicked on at the near post, and Arokadawe on the turn turns it home. It's Wolves 1, Chelsea 3.
It's just gone 4:15 on this Saturday afternoon. You're listening to BBC Radio 5 Live, where the league leaders Arsenal are leading Sunderland by a goal to nil. And Madueke picks up the ball on that right-hand side and battles for it against Brobby. Brobby using his strength and weight to keep the ball in play for Sunderland. Down the line it goes, and Diarra looks for the run of Ronaldo, and Sunderland get a throw.
He's great value, isn't he, Brobby? He's tracking all the way back to the left-back position, holding off 2 Arsenal players, and Sunderland just overseeing that period of pressure, now back on the ball, and they're slightly more expansive in this half. You're looking at the centre-halves being a little bit more open on the ball. They've always got that out ball with Brobby.
Diarra passes the ball early, left corner of the area. Talby enters the box. Talby squirms away from him, and then there was a free kick given away by Enzo Lefay on Trossard. That will be a free kick. Match of the day tonight, 10:25. Kelly Cates, Alan Shearer and Danny Murphy. And also just like to send our best wishes as well to a match of the day colleague, Andrew Clement. If you are listening to 5 Live, we wish you the very best, Andrew, in your recovery. Walsall 0, Barnet 2 is a latest score in League 2. Bristol Rovers 2, Chesterfield 1 is another latest score. You are up to date with the goals as they go in. Raya, with a little swish of both hands, orders his team to push downfield, and it'll be cleared by Raya towards Havertz. Martinelli's going to be coming on. He's just received the call from the dugout down below. There's been a goal at Wrexham. Molly Stevens.
Yeah, Wrexham 0, Millwall 1. It must be the day of own goals, because it's Max Clearworth who has nodded the ball into his own net. A cross came from the right-hand side and he just got in the way of it. Really unlucky for Wrexham, who have been on top for most of this game. Wrexham 0, Millwall 1.
Both sides in playoff positions, but Preston could move to within a point of Wrexham because they're still leading Portsmouth by a goal to nil at Deepdale. Barnsley are on the score sheet. Bolton Wanderers 3, Barnsley 1 is the latest score in League 1, and it's going to be a double change. for Arsenal. Gyökeres and Martinelli are the two players to be thrust into the action from Mikel Arteta.
Yeah, it's been interesting, hasn't it? This 15 minutes, they started off on the front foot, Arsenal. It's gone a little bit quiet now. You wonder whether this is Arteta thinking, right, let's push home, let's make sure we finish this game strong, because we don't want this nervous, tense finish against a team that has caused us one or two problems, but not overly convinced as to where the Sunderland goal's going to come from.
No, their best effort with Talby earlier in the second half. Here comes that double change as we approach the hour mark. It's Bristol Rovers 2, Chesterfield 2. So Chesterfield have got an equaliser there in League 2. As Arsenal have a throw on the right-hand side, still leading by a goal to nil. You would think it would be Jesus and Trossard, wouldn't you, like for like?
Yep.
There's been another goal at Rotherham. Nikesh Ragani.
It's Rotherham 0, 10-man Cardiff at 2 now. Chris Willock doubling the league for the leaders. A pass in from the right-hand side of the area, cut open the Rotherham defence. Willock unmarked, slotted home. It's Rotherham 0, Cardiff 2.
And I'm hearing that goal has been ruled out for you, John, at Bournemouth.
It is, it's Bournemouth 1, Villa 1 still. Junior Groupie thought he'd scored his 9th of the season for Bournemouth, but the flag was up for offside. It is so well balanced, this game now. Bournemouth 1, Villa 1.
Martinelli's actually come on for Madueke. And it will be Jesus who will come off for Victor Gyökeres. They're the two changes that Arsenal have made. Rob?
Yeah, Martinelli's gone straight out onto that right-hand side, so I don't think Noni Madueke, you're looking at his performance today, he can be a bit hit or miss within a game, and you feel it's been more miss than hit today. Something that he's not particularly hit his straps, has he? But you can say, right, Gyökeres, be a presence, be a real focal point for the team. We need you now. We've got half an hour.
Still that light drizzle falling, a little bit misty now in North London. The ball is hoisted high downfield. Ballard, though, who heads it away and then comes back towards him too, and he clears it. He had those productive loan spells away from the club when he was coming up through the ranks before being released on a free 4 years ago at Blackpool and Millwall. Sunderland are attacking now with Diarra, but Declan Rice stands on the ball, almost gave it back towards Diarra. Again, he's covering the ground. His energy levels, a human dynamo, isn't he, Declan Rice?
He's incredible, but it was Calafiori again who gave it away needlessly. It was just a simple pass, and he just rolled it straight into Diarra. And it's been numerous times in this game that he's done that. I think Declan Rice actually burst the ball by standing on it, so you can add that to a collection of things that Declan Rice can do.
Notts County are back in front. They are now leading Barrow 2-1. Nestor McGregor.
Yeah, Matthew Dennis with his 13th goal of the season. Scrappy goal in truth from a corner. The ball bouncing around the box. The striker in front of the keeper. Close range header. Couldn't really miss. Notts County 2, Barrow 1.
The top three in League One are all leading. Cardiff the leaders, Lincoln City at Plymouth, and Bolton still against Barnsley. However, Barnsley are staging a fight back. It is now Bolton Wanderers 3, Barnsley 2. To Turf Moor now, Julia Bolt.
Still Burnley 0 at West Ham 2, and after Burnley's bright start, it's West Ham now pushing for a third. Sirencio Somerville shot straight at Dubravka. Jared Bowen has just shot over the top of the bar. Still Burnley 0, West Ham 2.
Italy beat Scotland 18-15 in the Six Nations. Remember, France had already thrashed Ireland on Thursday. In the opening weekend, the next game will be England-Wales. 4:40 is the kick-off. Commentary will start on Sports Extra, but as soon as we're done here, we will be straight to Chris Jones and the team, and we'll give you a little flavour of Twickenham in the build-up to that game as well here on 5 Live. Fleetwood Town 1, Bromley 0 is the latest score in League 2. So Bromley are only 4 clear of Swindon after Swindon's 3-0 victory over Oldham earlier. The leaders are behind. Roofs passes the ball forward towards Alderete. Sunderland still trail by a goal to nil. Runs forward towards the halfway line on that far side. He finds Diarra in a bit of space, who runs away from Zubamendi out towards Talby. Again, the Arsenal supporters lift the atmosphere inside the Emirates as we go to Molineux and Mike Maine.
Still 3-1 at Chelsea. Garnacho's come on for Cole Palmer, though Liam Rosenia said he could do 90 minutes, but he doesn't need to. got his hat-trick. Job done in the first half. Wolves 1, Chelsea 3.
Sunderland are going to be making a change. Romain Mundle from the Spurs Academy. He was a North London boy, but Sunderland are attacking. This is Hume. Hume threads the ball through. Very alert defending. It was Zubamendi who stopped the ball, because that would have been a clear opening.
Yeah, it was a brilliant ball, almost perfect, and it just, Zubamendi's alertness and awareness of the runners off the ball, of which there are plenty for Sunderland. They're getting some really good areas, and because they're so open, Arsenal are open. Lafay would have been offside anyway, but Zubamendi tracking back in between the centre halves. Fantastic.
Talby is the player who makes way for Mundle. Let's get the team news from St James's Park. Ailey Barber.
5 changes for Newcastle from their defeat to Man City midweek. The good news is Captain Guimaraes is fit and starts. The bad, Gordon unavailable after hobbling off in that game. Pope, Murphy, Barnes all come in, while Wissa faces Brentford for the first time, who make just 1 change. Lewis Potter in for the suspended Kevin Schade.
Pat Nevin is alongside Ailey. The first half will be on Sports Extra. The second half will be on 5 Live at around 6:30. Gillingham 2, Tranmere Rovers 0 is the latest score in League 2. Arsenal only lead by a goal to 0, but they're attacking. Calafiore, Rice down the left-hand side towards Trossard. 65 minutes played. Trossard along the ground. Zubamendi helps it on its way towards Saliba. He goes further to the right now, and Timber gives it back. Saliba, Gabriel, they're working this Sunderland defence from left to right, back to the left now, and Trossard shown on the outside by Hume, who still stands in front of Trossard, inches his way in towards the penalty area, can't thread it through, comes back to Trossard, still he waits, still trying to lose Hume, but Hume is being dogged in his defence. He is watching the ball so intently.
He needs help out there. Trossard needs someone, some runner. There's no movement. He's out there on his own. There's nothing really from Arsenal. They're all just waiting him for to do something.
Cheltenham 1, MK Dons 3. Bromley, the leaders of League 2, have got a goal back. Arsenal are attacking. Here is Gyökeres, gets the shot away and fires the ball past Robin Roofs. That gives Arsenal a cushion. They're still setting the pace at the top of the table. Arsenal 2, Sunderland 0.
The pressure finally told, winning the ball back, slipping through. Kai Havertz, a bit of movement for Trossard finally. And the layoff to Gyökeres. Look at the finish, he's almost falling over. And I think that's what's done for Robin Roofs, because he's not sure where he's going to strike it or how he's going to strike it, because he's falling over one leg, hitting it with the other. It's a lovely bit of movement from Kai Havertz as Sunderland lose the ball. And then they pounce. You just feel that was the moment that Arsenal were waiting for. That bit of comfort zone. That's what they were waiting for in the Emirates.
Arsenal 2, Sunderland 0. You can hear the roars of delight from the Arsenal supporters inside the Emirates. Now we'll hear what the atmosphere's like at Twickenham with Chris Jones.
Well, we've already had real drama in Rome today. What will Twickenham provide this afternoon? A Wales win would be one of the biggest upsets in Six Nations history. But for England, after a great 2025, can they show they are legitimate title contenders as we kick off in just over 12 minutes, Deno?
Havertz is off. Eza comes on to replace him. And Nkapie has come on to replace Calafiore. The change is being made by Mikel Arteta. Wimbledon 2, Reading 2 is the latest score in League 1. Birmingham lead the 10 men of Leicester City 2-1 in the Championship. Plymouth 1, Lincoln 3 is the latest score in League 1. And Joshua can give us news of that goal.
Plymouth 1, Lincoln 3, Rico Hackett with his second of the game. Olympico straight from a corner, bamboozling the Plymouth goalkeeper. Plymouth 1, Lincoln 3.
And Owen Gwyneth at St Andrews.
It's Birmingham 2, Leicester 1. Birmingham been knocking on the door throughout the second half, and Jay Stansfield broke the deadlock, slid through and put it beyond the goalkeeper. His 10th goal of the season, his first in 14 matches. Birmingham 2-1 ahead against Leicester.
You're right, the way he was falling back though.
Yeah, strange, wasn't it?
But he still didn't. If anything, that was lashed it.
No, he's just put all his weight behind it. think Robin Roos has started to go to his left because he's thinking, well, there's no way from falling over there he'll manage to hook it round to my right. But he does. From that, it beats him close in. You're feeling that Robin Roos will be disappointed as to how close it was and going by him just by his right hand. But it was a strange action, a strange movement from Gyökeres that really paid for him.
7 points has been the widest gap that Arsenal have had at the end of each match week in the Premier League this season. So obviously with Manchester City still to play tomorrow, commentary from Anfield at 4:30 on 5 Live, but ahead of that game the lead would be 9 points, and the nature of playing in the League Cup final next month means that the Wolverhampton match has now been rescheduled for about 10 days time. So again, that will give them another early opportunity to put another 3 points on the board ahead of City.
Well, you'd think any Arsenal fans in it, would you like it to be 12? They'd say, no, I'll have it as 15, please. So I think today they can enjoy the rest of this game. I can't see where Sunderland are going to get back into it. They can look to future battles.
Martinelli with a through ball towards Declan Rice, who never stops running. Peterborough 4, Wigan 1, Walsall 1, Barnet 3. Latest scores in League 1 and League 2 respectively. 20 minutes remain, and Arsenal are 2-0 up. As we'll get an update from Bournemouth, where Aston Villa, of course, have got a chance to go second in the table. John Southall.
But it's still Bournemouth 1, Villa 1. Bournemouth had a penalty waved away, and for Villa, Matty Cash right of the area, unmarked. His shot tipped over by Petrovic at full stretch. Brilliant save. It's end to end. It's Bournemouth 1, Villa 1. Commentary of that is live on Sports Extra 2. Sports Extra 3 is the T20 World Cup cricket, India, the United States. Sports Extra will have England-Wales, and then as soon as we're done here we will be across with the rugby, as Hertrauda is going to be coming on for Sunderland, and it is Sadiki who is the player who has gone off.
Yeah, you just think you compare Arsenal to what they were last season. This season they've struggled against the top teams where they did well. But these are the games where Arsenal have been really good. You look at the teams middle of the road, maybe the struggling teams. Think of the Bournemouth game here last season that they lost. Well, this had kind of a similar sort of feel to it. They feel like that they're well on their way to winning this afternoon, as they've done so many times this season.
And now they break out of defence, and it's with Nkapie on this near side, the left. Gyökeres goes ahead of him, and Ronaldo was forced to deal with the run of the Swedish international. Arsenal get a throw, leading 2-0, playing from right to left as we look with 19 minutes remaining. After the rugby and the second half at St James's Park on 5 Live, 6:06 around 7:30, Alistair Bruce Ball and Chris Sutton. 08085909693, 693, the usual number to call. Thought the Arsenal supporters were superb in midweek. They never got jittery in that League Cup semi-final against Chelsea here. They backed them every time there was a little bit of tension. They've stayed patient throughout. They've listened to that plea from Mikel Arteta. They've brought the energy, and Arsenal lead Sunderland 2-0.
You can feel that Sunderland are beginning to tire now as well. The belief starting to go when the ball goes back from Arsenal. Dan Ballard's stepping up and saying, come with me, team, and the rest of the defence are saying, nah, you're all right, we'll just stay here. And it's feeling a little bit more comfortable, isn't it, for Arsenal?
Yeah, against the Sunderland side that has only scored 6 goals away from home. Only Wolves have scored fewer on their travels with 5. Wycombe Wanderers 4, Doncaster Rovers 0, and another scoreline in League 1, AFC Wimbledon 3, Reading 2. You're listening to 5 Live, the World Service and the BBC Sounds app. 18 minutes of normal time remaining. Here is Rice, inside the Arsenal half. Ball spinning through the air. Ballard heads it away under pressure. Collected by Gyökeres. Left-hand side of the penalty area. Mukiele has gone down. Bounces back to his feet as he's forced to concede the corner. Fulham, Chris Coles.
An equaliser for Everton. Fulham 1, Everton 1, made by Mikalenko, who scored the own goal, scored by Dewsbury Hall, arriving at the front post beyond Leno, and how Fulham will rue those missed first half chances. Fulham 1, Everton 1.
Mukiele, has he damaged his hamstring with a tumble backwards, or the way that he sprang back to his feet?
No, it was initially when he went down making the tackle. I thought it was cramp initially. Well, with Declan Rice taking the corner and Mukiele being the near post man, you get the Arsenal players just to fire across him now because he's pretty immobile.
Arsenal leading 2-0, have a corner kick on this near side, the left. Rice, left armour aloft, right-footed corner kick, in it goes. Ballard heads it away in front of his own goalkeeper. Two players have gone down. It's going to come out to Eze. Eze goes for a curling effort, that was blocked. Rebound to Trossard, feeds it to the right-hand side of the penalty area. Zubamendi, right corner of the box, back towards Trossard. Sunderland have got every blue shirt back behind the ball. Here now is Declan Rice, he's got options. One of them is a forward ball to Eze, hits it early, and a cross goal, left-footed, out it goes for a goal kick, as we will go to East End Park in the Scottish Cup, 5th round, Kenny Crawford.
Where there's just been a goal because Championship side Dunfermline Athletic have finally got the breakthrough against League One opposition in the Cup. It's Dunfermline 1, Kelty Hearts 0, and it's Chris Kane with a diving header at the back post after Shea Kearney's deep cross, and Neil Lennon's men have the advantage. Dunfermline Athletic 1, Kelty Hearts 0.
Cheers, Kenny. Sunderland meanwhile are coming forward. This is at Mundle, thought he was going to shoot from distance there. Instead he runs with the ball, right hand side of the area, cross on the run, and Saliba just opens up his body, and it's gone out for a throw on the far side.
Yeah, Mundle's on a one-man mission there, he made the run to his left, he was free, but he just ignored it, thought, I'm going to be the man here. It's a great cross and no one there to meet it. It's quite disparate now, the Sunderland team, the length of the pitch they are just looking, saying, right, get yourselves together, see yourself through to the rest of the game.
The Championship leaders Coventry City are at home to Oxford United, and there have been developments. John Bennett.
Coventry are going to be up against 10 men for 14 minutes. Oxford's Will Lancashire sent off an awful elbow, really appalling elbow from Will Lancashire. He's been sent off. Coventry all over Oxford, it's 0-0.
Arsenal clear the ball out of defence, taken off his chest inside his own half by Gyökeres, holds the ball up well towards Martinelli. Eze battles to win it back after they lost it momentarily. Mikel Arteta was praising Eberechi Eze for an increase in his desire levels. He'll have been pleased with that little bit of action, as Rice out towards Trossard, closed down by Mukiele, who then concedes the throw deep inside his own half as Arsenal leads Sunderland 2-0 with 14 minutes remaining.
Yeah, I think the Arsenal side now, you're looking at the fans and the crowd urging them forward to really go and get a third. You're looking around, Declan Rice is stretching his hamstrings. At other players, you're thinking, no, just keep the ball for 10-15 minutes. I'm sure Sunderland won't mind if you just don't go near our goal, we don't go near yours, and see it out.
Here is Gabriel. This would be a fourth straight win in all competitions for the first time since they had a 10-match winning sequence between September and November. Huddersfield Town have got a goal back. Huddersfield 1, Blackpool 2, Bristol Rovers 2, Chesterfield 3 is the latest in League 2, and there's been another goal at Hull City. Sani Rodavagila.
Kieran Dowell has pulled one back for Hull City. Hull 2, Bristol City 3, smashing in from point blank range. Hull 2, Bristol City 3.
Tranmere Rovers have got a goal back at Priestfield. Gillingham 2, Tranmere Rovers 1, and Capier runs forward. Lefay tracks the run, marshals the ball out for a goal kick. Very, very soon we'll rattle through all the latest scores in the Scottish Cup, the League 2, League 1, Championship and the Premier League. As a reminder, very, very soon, probably the next minute or two, they'll be underway at Twickenham, England-Wales. Commentary of that is on Sports Extra, and then you'll hear it here on 5 Live in just over 15 minutes time, depending of course how much added time there will be, as Saliba safely back towards David Raya. Last time he's had 3 successive clean sheets was back in the autumn. Been a good week for them, reaching Wembley and looking then to stretch their lead at the top of the table.
Yeah, each win that they get, just a little hurdle of belief more than anything for the Arsenal side now, and looking at the Sunderland side, and their belief is waning. Robbie's up front very much, ploughing a low furrow. He's just feeling that there's no real fight left in them.
Stockport County are down to 10 men with 10 minutes remaining at Edgeley Park at home to Leyton Orient. Josh Dacres-Cogley has been sent off. They're still drawing 0-0 with Leyton Orient to Dave Challinor's side. Arsenal now with Eze, goes to ground inside a challenge, but The referee had a good view of that, Sam Barrett, and Roofs has the ball in his hands as we go back to Bournemouth and John Southall.
Still Bournemouth 1, Villa 1, but Bournemouth pushing for this second goal. Corner just goes out for another one on the far side. Ryan Christie on the edge of the D, curling shot, brilliantly saved by Martinez, tipping it over at full stretch. Bournemouth 1, Villa 1.
Sunderland lead 2-0. Here is Brobby. There's no jeopardy now in the game, is there, after that second goal?
I think you're looking at this, and when you go to the end of the season, say, do you remember that Sunderland game? Arsenal fans will say, no, not really. It's been about as routine as you can feel. That build-up of pressure in the first half, released by Zubimendi's goal, and then the second goal has sealed it.
Here is Ballard looking for the run of Brobby. Brobby takes it on the chest as he makes that run into the inside right channel of the penalty area. Saliba tracking him every step of the way. Back with Ballard, infield now, and it is with Herr Trauder. Burnley, West Ham, Julia Bolt.
Still Burnley 0, West Ham 2. Armando Broja just been brought on as Burnley try and find a way back. We've also had a delay while Wan-Bissaka had some treatment on the pitch, but still Burnley 0, West Ham 2.
So West Ham would close the gap to 3 points behind Nottingham Forest. Arsenal looking to extend their lead to 9 over Manchester City. Here is Hume, midway through the Arsenal half. Short forward ball, Lefay whips over the cross, blocked by the body of Nkapie. This is Sunderland's first league visit here in 9 years. They did make a trip in the League Cup in 2021, but 9 years ago Sunderland were already down. They lost by 2-0. There were swathes of empty seats which reflected the apathy at Arsenal at the time. How it has been transformed now, one end singing to the other as they dream of a first league title in 22 years. Hume waits to take the throw. Herr Trauder, Reinildo gets back towards Herr Trauder and Hume again on the right hand side. Goal at Craven Cottage.
What a turnaround this is for Everton. They lead Fulham by 2-1. A corner from Dewsbury Hall. It either comes off George for a debut goal or O'Brien. It's O'Brien right in front of the goalkeeper. Fulham 1, Everton 2.
Looking to extend their unbeaten run to 5 games as Arsenal lead 2-0. Underway at Twickenham, Chris Jones.
Early stages, 1 minute gone. England 0, Wales 0. Ford and Edwards, the two fly halves, exchanging kicks with the boot. It's dry here, but expect a tight, cagey tussle in the opening exchanges.
Commentary continues on Sports Extra. You'll hear it here on BBC Radio 5 live very soon. 2 latest scores in the Scottish Cup 5th round. Dunfermline lead Kelty Hearts by 1-0. Elgin City 2, Partick Thistle 3. Celtic Dundee gets underway at 5:30. Mike Minor, Molyneux.
Still Wolves 1, Chelsea 3, but Angel Gomez is having to hobble off after physio treatment on the pitch on his debut for Wolves. Bellegarde on. Wolves chance-wise, they're trying to make it 3-2. Mosquera's headed over the bar, had Sanchez panicked. A Rockadawe angle on the left, saved by Sanchez 2. Wolves 1, Chelsea 3.
Gabriel hits the ball forward out of defence. Trossard brings it down superbly with the top of his right boot. What a touch that was.
That's fantastic, wasn't it? Trossard just waited and waited and waited, and you're thinking, why have you hit that ball? Why have you risked it? The game's at an impasse. Gabriel could have just stood and waited, but decided to spray it out and then brought it down on the paint, didn't he? It was a wonderful bit of movement and then the touch as well. But Trossard, when he's on form, when he has been like this season, is a fantastic player.
Trossard with his velvet slippers, the way it was just cushioned down on the top of that right boot. Right, give you the picture of what's happening elsewhere around the country. We'll start off in League 2. The 2 results earlier: Crawley 0, Crewe 1. Swindon Town beat Oldham by 3-0. However, they've since been replaced by Notts County, who've moved back second because Notts County are ahead against Barrow. These are the latest scores as Eza 30 yards out from goal for Arsenal. Bristol Rovers 2, Chesterfield 3. Cheltenham 1, MK Dons 3. Trossard now with a cross deep inside the area. Mundell heads the ball away, only as far as Zubimendi. Colchester leads Shrewsbury by 2-0. Fleetwood 1, the leaders Bromley 1. Arsenal still passing the ball with Rice to Nkapie, left corner of the area. Nkapie gives it back towards Rice, still dictating the midfield. Nkapie remains forward, works over the cross, gets a corner. So Fleetwood 1, Bromley 1. Gillingham 2, Tranmere Rovers 1. Harrogate Town 2, Cambridge United 1. Despite going something like 20 games in League 2 without a win, they're only 2 points off Shrewsbury from safety, but that could be their first win since the 27th of September. 2-1 then against Cambridge, and would end Cambridge's 14-match unbeaten run. Newport 0, Grimsby Town 0, Notts County 2, Barrow 1, Walsall 1, Barnet 3. They are the latest scores in League 2. Sunderland are going to make a double change. Got a corner kick here for Arsenal. England are leading Wales by 3 points to 0 at Twickenham in the early stages of the Six Nations. Rice to take the corner kick. Goes all the way across the face of goal. And it's hooked away. A late goal at Wrexham. Molly Stevens.
And Millwall have doubled their lead with their first shot on target of the game. Their substitute, Josh Coburn, slips the keeper, finds the back of the net, and this looks to be Millwall's day. 2-0 against Wrexham.
We're going to have a debut here for Angulo, Nielsen Angulo, or to give him his full title, Nielsen David Angulo Ramirez, an Ecuadorian international making his Sunderland debut. And we're also going to see Wilson Isidore. Brobby's one of the players coming off. Rob Green.
Yeah, fresh legs for these few minutes. Just at the end of the game, Robbie's worked so hard and he's been more and more isolated up there on his own. Looking at a new signing who's a winger. Another one to add to the ranks. He's very good discipline off the ball. I think they need that now just to see him through for the last 5 minutes or so.
Nielsen Angulo, a £17.5 million signing from Anderlecht in January. 7 goals that he'd scored for the Belgian club, and Wilson Isidore comes on for Hume as the other change for Sunderland. 5 minutes remaining. These are the results in League 1 earlier. Luton Town beat Bradford City by 2-1. Unbeaten in 10 at home now in League 1 at Kenilworth Road. Port Vale 2, Burton Albion 2. Latest scores: Wimbledon 3, Reading 2. Bolton Wanderers 3, Barnsley 2. Huddersfield 1, Blackpool 2. Goalless at Field Mill between Mansfield and Exeter. Northampton Town 2, Stevenage 1. Peterborough hammering Wigan 5-1. Wigan will be without a win in 7. Plymouth Argyle 1, Lincoln City 3. So Lincoln, 4th straight win. They'll be unbeaten in 12. The leaders Cardiff down to 10 men in the first half, but leading at Rotherham 2-0. Stockport down to 10. Still drawing at home, Leyton Orient 0-0, and Wycombe lead Doncaster Rovers by 4-0. Here we have got 4 minutes remaining, and this is going to be 3 valuable points because, as you say, they still had to beat what it was a stubborn Sunderland side in the first half.
Yeah, they asked the question in the first half, posed a couple of problems, but the belief soon went from them when that second goal went in. But you're looking at games like this where Mikel Arteta can make the changes, Gyökeres comes on and scores a goal, and you're feeling that the management of the game is something that Manchester City, when they won the league so well, all those years that they've won it, you're feeling that that's the sort of thing that they did really well. The routine wins, and then they can make the changes on the hour mark. This is that sort of performance from Arsenal.
Manchester City play tomorrow, commentary at Anfield, but could Aston Villa be dropping points? John Southall.
Looks like it at the moment. Bournemouth 1, Villa 1. Another chance for Bournemouth. Ryan Christie on the volley, 14 yards out. There was Martinez again to deny him. Bournemouth 1, Villa 1.
That would only be 1 win in 5 in the Premier League for Villa. The results in the Championship earlier: Derby County 1, Ipswich 2. Norwich City 2, Blackburn Rovers 0. Southampton beat Watford by 1-0. These are the latest scores: Birmingham City 2, Leicester City 1. Coventry 0, Oxford United 0. Oxford down to 10 men in the 77th minute. So the leaders still trying to get the goal that could increase their lead over Middlesbrough at the top of the table. As it is, it would just be 1 point for a Middlesbrough side that travel to face their former manager Chris Wilder on Monday night. Preston lead Portsmouth by 1-0. West Brom 0, Stoke City 0. Wrexham 0, Millwall 2. There's a stoppage in play here. Chris Coles at Fulham.
7 minutes of stoppage time has just started. Fulham 1, Everton 2. Fulham, who've done most of the defending in the second half, now have to attack to find this equaliser. Oscar Bobb is on for his debut. Fulham 1, Everton 2.
Wolves Chelsea, Mike Maine.
Wolves 1, Chelsea 3. The damage done in the first half with the Cole Palmer hat-trick. Chelsea have now managed to quell any Wolves ambition to go and get the second goal. There are 3 minutes to go and they are in control again. Wolves 1, Chelsea 3.
Norgard's going to be coming on for Arsenal. You're not missing anything whilst there's the stoppage in play here. Burnley, West Ham, Julia Bold.
Burnley 0, West Ham 2. West Ham doing what they can to grind out a result now for a precious 3 points. Jayden Anthony, Bashir Humphreys have both shot wide for Burnley. Still Burnley 0, West Ham 2.
West Ham would remain in the relegation zone, but the gap between them and Nottingham Forest is down to 3 points. Norgard comes on for Leandro Trossard. That is the change. We've got 90 seconds remaining of normal time. Back to Coventry at the top of the Championship. John Bennett.
8 minutes added on, still Coventry 0, Oxford 0. It is all Coventry as they try to get a winner, try to go 3 points clear at the top of the Championship against 10-man Oxford. Coventry 0, Oxford 0.
Earlier Manchester United beat Tottenham 2-0. We've given you the latest scores elsewhere in the Premier League. Arsenal still leading Sunderland here 2-0. And we'll just wait now if there's any other latest scores as we're up to date as we wait to go to the rugby very, very soon. Commentary of that continues on Sports Extra. Rob.
It's just Trossard's injury. I don't know whether he went down injured, but he certainly came off, and it's just a worry. That's the one worry from Arsenal today. You say that's the negative, if there's any at all, for the 90 minutes.
Well, Saka's still out with that slight hip problem. That slight muscle issue has kept Martin Ødegaard out of the first team picture today. Late goal at Dunfermline, Kenny Crawford.
89 minutes gone, it's Dunfermline 2, Kelty Hearts nil. So Neil Lennon's men looking to go to the Scottish Cup quarter-finals. Chris Kane's second of the game. Dunfermline 2, Kelty Hearts nil.
We are top of the league, sing the Arsenal supporters. Not only top, but 9 points clear. 5 Live's Premier League Sunday tomorrow. Brighton and Hove Albion against Crystal Palace at 2. Followed that by that game at Anfield. Sunderland have got a free kick as we hear of an England try at Twickenham. Chris Jones.
England lead by 10, Deno. They scored an early penalty through George Ford, and then a nice ball from Ford. Henry Arundel with a walk-in. Ford converted. Ominous start this for Wales. England well on top after 10. England lead 10-0.
We'll be with you, Chris, in 6 minutes, because there are 6 minutes of stoppage time here at the Emirates. Sunderland have got a free kick midway through the Arsenal half. They're playing from left to right as we look, and it is going to be Nilson Angulo with his dyed hair to take it. Fires this curling ball in towards the far post. Downward header, and it bounces down and over the top and out for a goal kick.
David Raya has been a virtual spectator since he made that save from Hume in the second half, and was nowhere near threatening really. It's been a very comfortable afternoon for the Arsenal defence. Saliba against Brobby was the question. We all came in asking, was it going to be a battle that was a repeat of the game at Sunderland earlier on in the season, the 2-2 draw, the quite spectacular game? Well, it's been anything but really. It's been a routine win this second half that's seen them through.
And the wait will go on for Sunderland, away to 43 years without a league victory at Arsenal. Northampton 3, Stevenage 1, Huddersfield Town 2, Blackpool 2. So Huddersfield have got a late equaliser. And also in League One, Peterborough United have rattled in a 6th goal against Wigan. Peterborough 6, Wigan 1. We're in stoppage time here at the Emirates. Arsenal lead by 2-0. Bournemouth 1, Villa 1. Burnley 0, West Ham United 2. Everton have turned it around at Fulham. They lead 2-1. Wolves 1, Chelsea 3. That hat-trick from Cole Palmer. Zangulo down the right-hand side for the run of Diarra. Declan Rice never stops running. He never, ever.
Diarra there, just so resigned to his fate. I just can't get past him. It's fantastic from Declan Rice, his energy levels and everything like that, but to go up against him, you're making these lung-busting runs forward, and he's just stride for stride, just gamely bouncing alongside you.
Immense, yet again, in the midfield, Declan Rice. Here is Hertrauder. Mukiele. Work it tight, and the little flick. Diarra will get a Sunderland throw, but still, even now, Arsenal are working so hard. Harrogate Town, bottom of League 2, have got their first win since the 27th of September. They have beaten Cambridge United by 2-1. It has been a long, hard winter for Simon Weaver and his players, but that barren spell has finally been ended. Diarra with a cross. Ballard has stayed forward, hooked away by Norgard. Martinelli will get there first, and he accelerates away from Rinaldo. Martinelli running through here now, he's got support with Gyökeres. He passes the ball to Gyökeres, who scores in front of an empty net. Gyökeres at the double, 3 goals for Arsenal, and they're going 9 points clear of Manchester City. 3-0.
Catch as if you can. Arsenal go a long way clear at the top of the Premier League. Martinelli, there was no catching him as he burst through a tired Sunderland defence. And then the only question was he going to square it or was he going to finish it himself? Well, he did the unselfish thing and went and gave a simple layoff to Gyökeres for a simple finish. And it has been a simple win for Arsenal.
That will wrap it up for Arsenal. 3-0 against Sunderland, and it's all over at Bournemouth. Drop points for Villa. John Southall.
Bournemouth 1, Villa 1. Villa 1 up at half-time through Morgan Rogers. Bournemouth got the deserved equaliser from 19-year-old Ryan. Martinez produced 2 terrific saves from Ryan Christie efforts, but it's finished Bournemouth 1, Villa 1.
Dunfermline have knocked out Kelty Hearts in the FA Scottish Cup 5th round. They've won 2-0 for Dunfermline there at East End Park. Full-time at Wrexham, Molly Stevens.
5th place Millwall open up a 6-point gap over Wrexham in 6th. They win 2-0, a Max Cleworth own goal, Josh Coburn with a second. Wrexham 0, Millwall 2.
Birmingham City have beaten Leicester 2-1, so Birmingham are now 6 unbeaten. We've got the rugby coming up here on 5 Live. How would you sum up the performance for Arsenal, Rob Green?
It's been professional. It's been one that you thought huffed and puffed in the first half a little bit, but then the substitutions have made a difference. Martinelli coming on, that energy there, but that really energy that they've got throughout this squad saw them through. As Sunderland tired, they've got stronger. The performance got stronger and stronger as the game's gone on.
Here is Ballard at the back for Sunderland. Full-time at Craven Cottage, Chris Coles.
A brilliant comeback win for Everton. Mikalenko's own goal giving Fulham the lead. They missed numerous chances and Everton punished them after the break. Dewsbury Hall and a Leno own goal completing the turnaround. Fulham 1, Everton 2.
Martinelli was played into the penalty area by Eza. Still they have the hunger.
Well, they've still got the energy. You're looking round and players flooding into the box, but it's Eza, one of the subs. Martinelli, another sub. Gyökeres, another sub, and he just shows the strength in depth that Arsenal have, that they can go again and again and again.
The noise levels were so loud here, I actually couldn't hear where we're meant to go next. Oh, it's to Birmingham,
Birmingham 2, Leicester 1. Jay Stansfield's cool second half finish was enough to give the Blues a 4th win in 6 and compound another bad week for the Foxes. Leicester in a relegation battle, Blues within touching distance to the top 6. Birmingham 2, Leicester 1.
Preston have beaten Portsmouth. They're now level with Wrexham for that last playoff position, both on 47 points after Wrexham's defeat at home to Millwall. Burnley next, Julia Bolt.
Burnley 0, West Ham 2, Crescencio Somerville and Valentin Castellanos with the goals. West Ham done what they needed to do, just 3 points off Nottingham Forest. Burnley 0, West Ham 2.
To Rotherham now in League One, Nikesh Regani.
Where it's Rotherham 0, Cardiff City 3. 3 points for the league leaders. Isaac Davis wrapping up the points deep in stoppage time here. Rotherham 0, Cardiff 3.
They're unrelenting, Arsenal. They're still going for more goals.
Yeah, Gyökeres is fuming with Martinelli for shooting on the angle. Sums up the power and strength of this Arsenal side.
Rob, thank you very much for your company this afternoon. There is the full-time whistle. Zubimendi with the goal just before half-time, and then a double from Gyökeres after 66 and 93 minutes. Arsenal have beaten Sunderland by 3-0, and Arsenal are 9 points clear at the top of the Premier League.